thank you for supporting Miriam's Mark and Company during 2021 and during this pandemic. We appreciate all your support to our web development, arts, and marketing company. Have a happy new year, and thank you again.
If I die tomorrow, I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Oh wow, came in all fucked up.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Oh man, what's going on?
Well, I came in like rushing from stream today. It was we saved the penguins apparently, and there's lots of people who also think the ocean is a scary, crazy place.
Hello,
you're playing that. You're playing that ocean game.
It's a place of nope, and most of my chat agrees with me.
I mean, only X amount of the ocean has been, uncovered. So
the funny thing was, it was like a debate of like, should we release the baby penguins back into the wild or keep them safe with me as pets in my aquarium, where they can stay safe and not in the harsh environment of this world? And they voted against me.
Could we do what we did in Super Mario 64 and just drop them off the side of the cliff?
No, we're not gonna do all that. That's not. Nah, we're not doing that today.
I missed that. Was a fun meme.
Look at these guys pouring in from my stream. What's up, Nitsa? What's going on, Gus? What's up?
First things first, it's Tuesday. I want to thank Miriam for that, because Miriam sent us that again. Miriam and George sent us thank you videos. George just played last week, this week, because we want to thank everybody because we're going into 2022. Thank you, 2021. We decided to do this broadcast to cover Hawkeye, the season finale, and The Witcher. But before we get into that, can we do some announcements? Here we go. Announcements.
Sure.
Yeah, we could do announcements.
I just want to get the announcements over with and get into the show because we got some cool guests in the back. Well, we'll just bring them out for announcement. Alex and Pong, they're joining us for announcements. There we go.
What is going on today?
I don't know.
Savage Tuesday.
Like he just like asks, he puts a question out there and goes, "Too bad, I'm taking the question away from you."
You want to do the announcements? I mean, like you always.
Yeah, we're gonna do the announcements. There we go. Alex and Pong are joining us. I mean, they have a rented space right here as it is. They're Nerds 2.0. So there we go. Pong and Alex join us for the announcement. So
I already have my toothbrush in the bathroom, so I'm here now.
I also missed the hat. I missed the memo.
I did too.
Oh, it was.
I had to run and grab mine.
This was an impromptu thing because we got the kids some Santa Claus hats. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this online today. And Jackie's like, "You serious?" And I was like, "I am." So these are the kids' hats, which is why this ill fits me, my ginormous large head. But it is what it is.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Well, there will be no nerds next week. We're gonna take a break. 1 week off.
We're taking a week.
We're taking a break off. We're taking a week off. Yes. So we will be back on January 11th talking the first 2 episodes of Boba. Don't worry, Val is coming soon. But we'll be talking not Boba. The Book of Boba.
Yes.
So we're gonna be talking about the Book of Boba.
Yeah.
Yes. I got it right. I'm sorry. I got a text message.
Is Lou joining us? Can we hit up Lou? Can we?
I will.
Yes, we gotta get Lou back on.
We will get Lou back.
Are you guys doing tapioca balls or Jello or like with your boba?
No, I don't. I'm not a big boba. I like the tea, but I don't like boba, like the little bubbles.
Yeah, I don't either. I get the tea without it. Yeah. People be like, "You want to get bubble tea?" I'm like, "I'll get iced tea."
Guess on the 7th, no one's gonna be here.
No, January.
Oh,
7th.
we're doing it.
Oh man! Oh my god! What is this?
I had a 4-hour.
He hasn't eaten. We're giving him the break.
Day.
We're gonna do a guest spot on Pong's show next week.
That's right.
On the 7th. So we're gonna invade Pong's show, the Mighty Pong show, which will be on Twitch. So you guys could definitely jump over there next Friday. Pong, what time do we start?
We're going to be starting at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's 10:30 your time.
Our time.
Yep.
So Gus, unfortunately, that's like 4 in the morning your time, something like that.
Wake up early.
That's a late show. When we go on Pong show, that's a late show.
That's a late
And-
night.
But
That's
it's
right.
always
And the
but
link-
it's always a fun show.
And the link has been posted in the chat, so you guys make sure to follow Pong. You'll see us there next week, 10:30 our time, I guess. Right? Am I right? Am I wrong?
But you also put the most of the first half of the show as a YouTube afterwards.
Oh,
right?
that's old. That's old.
Oh,
So we used to do like a talk show type of thing, and now we don't. We just do like a project stream where we just work on stuff together and we just hang out and do stuff.
I'm here
But this
for
is going to
it.
be much more a hangout than it is an interview. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mickey, what's going on, brother?
All right. Well, guess I'll go get into the room and see what I can pick out. I don't know. We'll see.
there you go.
Here we go.
Yeah. If you want to fix some toys.
No.
to play.
I mean, even though it's been Christmas and toys have come into play, nothing's broken. Nothing's broken yet. We've been on a big Lego kick in this house, so we've been
Nice.
building Legos.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
So Merry Christmas to all. Thank you all for joining us, because now we're in Tone's territory.
All right. Here we go.
Let's do this.
We are talking Hawkeye episode 6. So this is Christmas. Anyway, so we are here for we finally see him, the man in the Hawaiian shirt. Vincent D'Onofrio himself reprising the role of Kingpin, not in a grainy 480p screenshot on a cell phone, in full 1080 HD HDR, coming back as Kingpin, but not just with the cufflinks. No, my man comes with his cane and his hat, and he looks exactly as the cover art from Spider-Man Family Business. So I am here for it. I'm ready to go. He didn't die because what's the golden rule in TV? If you don't see the body, then he's
Didn't
not
happen.
dead. It didn't happen. He just got shot, and he's probably partially blind, which is a little homage to the comic of when Echo shoots him. So let's get to it. Aunt May is dead, and let's get this show going.
Woo! Wow! Dude! Whoa!
The man said spoiler warning.
I know, but
Yeah,
it's
he is not
Aunt May.
fucking around.
Yeah. Oh man.
Listen, the
For
Tony
those of
Stark.
you guys who are new here, this is what it is. This is how we
Yeah.
get down.
Yeah, I don't know any of your Twitch people, so I'm sorry if y'all didn't see Homecoming.
Oh,
You mean Far From Home? I think a lot of them
Yeah,
did.
Far
I think a
From
lot
Home
of them
matter.
did.
yeah.
So
I mean, if you didn't and you're
We-
mad, yo, there's his handle. Go flame him.
So
you can blame me, and I won't respond.
most of these guys are all in my Discord.
And as always, Thanos was right.
There it goes. Wait. Let's get a close up of that. Let's get a close up. I got you.
That's awesome.
Got the mug.
And joining us with
Holy shit, it's V-Mac.
Hey, what's going on?
Guys,
What's
how
up?
are
What's
ya?
up?
Merry Christmas, Happy
Merry
Why you
Christmas.
didn't tell me
Merry
the
Christmas.
holiday
Merry
hat's
Chrysler.
going?
I didn't know either. I
didn't get
know-
the memo.
Me and Seabass did not get the memo.
it's
I'm
if
just
you
having
take
fun.
off the hats, it's hairs versus heads. That's what it is, pretty much.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Actually,
Merry
yeah.
Christmas.
What's up? How you
Yes.
been?
Not too bad. I got a new P5, a new TV, and so I'm enjoying my new toys.
Hey, good stuff.
Nice.
Yes, it's
Excellent.
great.
So let's
What I
go.
miss.
I'll keep the other hat just for you guys because you asked so nicely.
You missed Tone's new spoiler warning.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It switched from Tony Stark to who, Tone?
Aunt May is dead.
Oh,
I'm,
Oh,
I don't.
I'm kinda-
Listen, the fields is still there for me.
Yeah.
It's just.
yeah.
so for those of you who like have no idea, no context, when Infinity War or no Endgame, it was Endgame, right?
Yes.
When
Yes.
Endgame was a thing, we had like the the whole silence. We won't spoil anything, whatever the case is. The day that the Russo brothers said you guys can like start go to town, we recorded. And we sat down, we're on the couch together, and the first thing out of Tone's mouth was Tony Stark has died. He was like, we're gonna be talking spoilers. You want to know how serious we're talking spoilers? Tony Stark died. Period. So he's been using that up until What If, where Tony Stark died so much that he was like, I need something new, I need something fresh.
Yeah.
So now,
well, now you got
apparently,
it. Yeah.
he's got
Spider-Man.
no.
Spider-Man,
There you
Spider-Man
go.
gave us the gift that will keep on giving for the new year.
With great power comes great spoiler warnings.
Absolutely.
All right. So how did you guys feel about Hawkeye? This season finale, this show we've got. I mean, the MCU has been swinging and hitting home runs this whole year with Disney Plus.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about Hawkeye? And ladies first, go ahead.
Oh,
You were late. We're gonna pick on you.
Thanks. Great.
That's
Thank
what
you.
you get.
I loved it. This series was actually very, very well done. I don't think that Kingpin is dead. I would hope. I mean, I would be upset if they killed him in so early in. I think he's going to be the biggest part of probably Echo series. I think that I really love this girl, Kate Bishop. I love Yelena. She's like my favorite character ever.
That dynamic. Oh.
Yes. Kate Bishop. You funny.
Bishop.
You're so funny, Kate Bishop. You kill me. I mean, I
When
loved
you
it.
did the
It was
thing
just so
with the
good.
hip toss, that was really good.
It was really good. It was a really well done show. I'm loving the passing of the torch from Clint to Kate, and it just works. It just worked very well.
So we're gonna have Alex pick up the fallout after right for you. So go ahead, Alex.
So I think where I was disappointed is that they didn't bring in Joe Pesci to be Uncle Ben. I think that was my biggest disappointment.
I mean,
My cousin Ben.
because he's not. We don't have him cast. We can just say it's Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Until otherwise proven wrong, it's gonna
Yeah.
be Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
With great power comes great fucking responsibility. Hey.
You fucking bastard. No, in all
fucking
seriousness,
great.
I did enjoy the finale of Hawkeye. I did feel like more my expectations were up here, and then the show was kind of like down here though. But like all the set pieces were on point. But there was like I kind of was expecting more from like Swordsman, and I was kind of expecting there to be more of a what I'm struggling to think of the word, but like I was just there was something it just left me and my family when we were watching it that we're just like there's something like that fizzled at the end. And then maybe I was expecting kind of like another one of those oh shit moment cliffhanger moments. But overall, yeah, I thought it was pretty solid.
So I felt like that at first.
Do you feel
At
like they
first when
went too far against the formula?
I don't know about the formula. I think it's just I think the problem it's the problem I'm having with MCU shows is all the speculation is leaving me with all these crazy anticipation for things.
That's why I stopped doing it.
Obviously, yeah. I'm starting to kind of like lose interest in like all the
Listen,
after show stuff.
After Wanda, me over analyzing, I'm just gonna take it for what they're giving me, and I'm not disappointed because they're doing a good job at what they're giving me.
Yeah.
Listen, my wallet learned that lesson already. So, Pong, go ahead.
Yeah. So originally, I kind of felt a little bit like Alex. So I was like, that ended on a weird note. They didn't wrap up hardly anything.
Yeah.
But the point of it is the point of Hawkeye the series is actually kind of the same as Hawkeye the Avenger. He's there for support. He's not going to be the main guy that goes up and kills Thanos. He's going to be the guy that puts everybody else in the right position, or gets the whatever off of someone else's back so that he can go kill the bad guy.
Right.
Right.
It was there to set up at least 2 shows, maybe more. I don't know. It was there at least to set up. I think Kingpin's going to be more at play in I don't know.
In Echo. In Echo,
but also
definitely
in
Echo.
Yeah,
because Daredevil coming into She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I think Matt Murdock will be in She-Hulk. However, I don't think they're going to focus too much into Daredevil's aspect. I would hope the show is about her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
I
point,
think it's
yeah.
going to be
I feel
like
like-
they're people in the same like courtroom kind of thing.
Right. I
But-
think it's more about a professionalism at first, and maybe they'll incorporate him more in this. I would hope more in the second season. At least bring her into her own first.
Yeah.
How she becomes She-Hulk.
Marvel
Yeah,
team.
I would think that Daredevil would, at the very least cameo, if that, or they might name drop him. I feel like he's probably Kingpin and Daredevil are probably going to be more prominent in Echo, and I'm hoping that's a backdoor to Bullseye. Like that,
Right.
that would be
Oh
for me. Like
man, I would be
awesome.
so hyped if they gave us back because that bullseye we got was really good.
What's up, Rick?
Hello.
Do you think they get
What's
the
up, Rick?
original? Do you think they get the same Bullseye? Probably. It seems like that.
I would seem like because a lot of the like Daredevil cast and story and all the like they hit so many of the marks so good, like or so well. I don't think they're gonna not take anyone back. If they're willing to go back, I'm sure they're gonna be like, all right, come on. It's
Right.
it's a lot of the other shows that are like a
Luke
little
Cage and
iffy and
Iron Fist.
yeah.
Those are probably the only ones that you'll see as far as the recast. I think.
No, he said
that
Kevin Feige said he would recast Luke Cage. Thank you, Rick. Again, lots of love to Rick out there.
Rick and I think Rick and
Rick
Gus
is the other side of the
Rick and
pond.
Gus.
Yeah.
Rick and Gus are on the same same side of that.
So yeah, Kevin
recast Nick Cage.
he said he would recast Luke Cage and he would
Please do.
recast
Sorry.
Iron Fist. And I think with the actor who plays Luke Cage is because he's tied up in a lot of other stuff. But the actor who played Iron Fist, for all the reports that they said, we know where he went.
I mean, no, he's just too busy. He's got so much
things,
going
man.
on.
He's got to be.
Yeah,
Man, I
He's
got
got,
I got
the thing. Yeah.
Got the thing.
So many projects.
But
Yeah.
let's talk about the most pivotal moment of this show. Let's talk about that end credit scene. How many of us needed that? I mean, I loved it. Ah, man, I needed that in my life. Come on, who wants to take it?
I enjoyed it very much so, just because of the Hamilton vibes and everything.
Yeah.
I think everyone, like, especially like seeing everyone on Twitter getting just heated that we didn't get anything was more so kind of the bummer, especially with like the past couple of shows. We got middle, little bits of end credit scenes, in the first like set of penultimate, last
best end
episode
credit scene of all the MCU.
Yes.
So I don't know. I thought it would just if we got something, maybe Kingpin in the hospital with the bandages over his eyes, or just something. But
not even all that. I guarantee, like, if we would have gotten like that same scene, but then they pull away and you show Yelena watching like she's on vacation or some shit, like, because that's what she wanted to do in the first place, we would have all been like, good for you.
I mean, I did
like, and we would have been that mad. Like,
I thought we were going to see some people in the audience. That's what I thought they were going to do. Like,
I
it
was
was
hoping
going to
it'd be like,
and then zoom out, and we see either they're doing the show in front of like a set of people, like a specific set of people, or we'll see people who are in it, but they're just in the audience and they're peppered in, and they're all kind of watching it. So Yelena or
that would have been a
someone else.
nice touch. Except they just gave us a number.
I think it was just. I think it was more for the holidays, because, like, if you really think about it, you've had end credits with Spider-Man, you got the end credits with Shang-Chi, you got the end credits with Loki. We had some great end credits this year, so I kind of felt like it kind of helped break the mold a little bit, where it's just like, listen, we just had fun with this show. And I feel like with Hawkeye, we already know a lot was set up with the Kingpin, Echo, and Kate Bishop and Yelena with getting that closure. So I want to touch up on that. The dynamic between Yelena and Kate Bishop, and Pong, I'll let you lead with this one.
I have a controversial opinion on Yelena. I think she's a crap assassin. Crap. She's a great person. She's going to make a great Avenger. I love that she's joining the good team, right? I love that. Okay, but she is crap at being an assassin. She gets close to a friend of the target. She talks about the target. She's going there to do a job. She's not going there to provide justice. She got paid to do this by the literal shadowy figure who stepped out of the shadows and was like, "Screw your day off, go kill this guy." Okay. Okay, but
actually, no, he's right. He's kind of got a point. In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that someone in the show through exposition said she was hired to kill him, I completely forgot that she was actually hired. I thought she was just on a vendetta and she was just popping out to say, "You killed my sister, prepare to die."
Right.
That would have made more sense to me.
I think her getting hired to kill Clint and this vendetta lined up together.
Right.
But she, like,
I think it changed on the rooftop with the girl being there, because it's also something where she has a soft spot for these girls.
Right.
I think that's where it just changed entirely. She needed to know what was going on,
Yeah,
I think she needed context, because she doesn't feel like it would have been, or I will at least hope that,
especially where she's coming from, being brainwashed. She doesn't want to fall into something completely blind.
Right. So if she just straight up just killed Clint, she wouldn't have gotten the answers that she wanted, and she wouldn't feel satisfied in just killing him.
Totally true. But here's the thing. she actually ratted out her boss. Her boss told her, go do this. And she was like, hey, my boss was hired by, by
Really,
your mom.
Seabass? You said an assassin now?
Yeah, Jarrell. You said sorry to Jarrell. I like their dynamic. I like Elena.
Totally.
Because Elena, she's good at her job. She like how you said, Val, she has a soft spot for these girls. And I feel where the dynamic you saw change when they were creating that connection, when that episode when Clint was talking about how the shot that he didn't take, and you saw that connection with kind of like Yelena and Kate, and it was kind of like building their own personal relationship, so similar to like how Hawkeye and Black Widow built their relationship. So I felt like you saw a lot of that with the show, because essentially these two are taking are being passed the torch from both Scarlett Joe and Renner's characters, and they're going to be running now as these characters in the MCU. So and in hindsight, I mean, Yelena just again, too, you're gonna think about it, she's still in this confusing world. She was blipped 5 years of her life gone.
Yeah.
So she's probably even when Val gave her that information, she's probably still trying to figure shit out. And
I'll go along with that, but still a crap assassin.
Because she didn't kill anyone. I get it.
Doesn't take away from it.
Going off.
She's the Naruto of assassins.
I'm glad she's taking jobs. That's all I'm saying.
Hey! There's nothing wrong with Naruto.
Going off of what you said,
I love a
Seabass,
ninja with a bright orange jumpsuit.
Do you guys think that this is the last we'll see of Clint based on what we saw? Because I feel like they left the door open with not only his wife being Mockingbird, like we kind of thought she would be. So I think that's a title that or another mantle that will also get passed down. But do you guys think that in whatever iteration of Avengers or Young Avengers, whatever the case is, we'll see Clint again, maybe as like their like mentor for all of them?
I would say that. I would say mentor, because it did feel like he was really trying to get out of it. Even the dealing with this whole Ronin thing was his way of just kind of taking care of those last loose ends of his past and the past 5 years. And he kind of just got tied up with the whole Kate thing. And now he's kind of, she's been integrated into his family. So I think he's still going to be around. I mean, I don't know. The contract side of it, the outside of the MCU portion, I don't know what he has left on his contract. I think it's pretty much just him, Banner, and Hemsworth that we have left of the core 6 to see what they'll be doing. But I like the idea of him just being, them having the farm, and like the farm is, a place to train or to get some intelligence, or like that, or safe house, or that side information. Like, hey, I've got a person, and they reach out to Clint and Laura just to see what's up. Well, is there anything you can tell us? I don't see Clint being out in the shits for the whole time.
Hold on, I gotta pull up these comments because this has been going. What kind of shitty answer is that though? What are your best shots? The one I did take. That wasn't a question, man. We have yet to see Yelena actually kill anyone. Also true.
She didn't kill anyone in Black Widow?
On Mockingbird?
Over here.
That's a Disney show.
Well done. She did. She's killing it in the rings for Fanboy's heart.
That's right.
I mean, not wrong. Not wrong, but still. Bruce Banner as the man killed. So Banner is basically the better assassin than Yelena. Wow.
Okay.
Bruce
Banner
today.
Bruce
not
Banner.
Today, not on my watch.
Bruce Banner is definitely not a better assassin than Yelena. A better killer, I'll give you that. But
he's definitely messier.
Yeah.
I'll defend Yelena on this though. In Black Widow, she killed many men.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a lot of killing. And not only that, but how about the body count on Kate? Good grief! Like in that the ice skating rink.
I don't think she took anybody out. I think she was doing non-lethal shots.
She put a lot of people in the ambulance.
She pulled a Batman.
She did a Batman.
Yeah.
They're gonna wish they're dead. Well, actually, no. The people in the bros in the mini truck.
Oh, the mini. She killed them.
Banner, not Hulk.
She killed them. She inadvertently killed them by turning them tiny, and then the owl going to rip them and eat them apart.
Yeah.
Did she eat them? What if? Well, they're kind of lost. We don't know if they got ate.
That
It's
owl.
very
is a-
likely
we
they
also
got it.
don't- we
owls
also
are
don't
nocturnal
know-
predators. He ate them.
Right, but we
stay in the
also
car.
don't know how long the pin particles last for as well.
Right.
Well, that's a good
Well,
question.
I mean, if we
Well,
we've
that was
seen,
supposed to be an end credit scene with them with the owl taking them to their nest. They said that was one of the
Lana
scenes.
killed no one.
Are you serious?
Bruce
Yeah,
Wayne
they said
moment.
that
That
was
would've
a
been awesome.
cutscene.
The
They
fucking
said it was
owl.
just them.
The fucking owls.
I'll give
Yo,
you that
Suddenly
one.
everyone's
the
jumping on Elite.
slander
Right.
is outrageous today.
Listen. Yelena's awesome. Okay.
Right.
But I want to know, what about Yolanda, Sebastian? What about Yolanda?
Listen,
Yolanda's coming too. Yolanda was
OG.
assassinating lotto numbers.
Oh God.
She's the OG. If you know, you know.
Yolanda
So I
Vega.
couldn't resist.
There you go. Listen, watch last week's episode. There you go.
Yeah.
But let's get into
That's
the
footnotes.
But I like this. I want to get into the fact that Yolanda. Damn it, Alex!
So worth it.
High five.
I want to get into the fact that Yelena and Hawkeye, Clint, they had a moment at the end, and again, it was just, I don't know, like someone drew this up in an article, how a lot of these MCU shows have been about the characters dealing with trauma, and that's something you don't see with the movies. And the fact that
Shit, we're on the Yolanda thing again. Fire Sebastian.
God damn it, Joe. I love you, Rosteady. But
Oh my
no,
God.
so we have these closing moments. It's her and Clint. And it's like, you see the pain in Clint and everything when he's talking to you, Yelena, about like, how much Widow and all that meant to him and everything, which again caused her to have a change of heart. But we see this as a theme in all the MCU shows, that these guys, like these heroes, are dealing with grief. I mean, how did you guys feel about these very last moments between Yelena and Clint, and how do you think that's going to affect their future? Val, you
Did you go off
First of
screen?
all-
No, Toad. Did you go off screen to go grab wine?
well, that's not wine.
Coquito.
That's Coquito.
Wow.
Son of a bitch. That's worse.
I'm drinking.
He
I'm
said,
drinking
"Oh,
it.
no,
Drinking in my
Coquito."
Thanos' right cup.
Oh my God.
Thanos' right cup. Okay. That's
I
funny.
hate it.
The
I
one from
hate
the
it
show.
here.
The one from
I
the
hate
show.
it. I hate it
Mhm.
here.
So Val, take it away with that one.
I think them dealing with the loss of Natasha, because this is the first time she's been able to actually, with someone who knows her, and you see her really feel the loss of her sister. I think that was the good dynamic between the two, and getting a more clear understanding of what actually happening, and just understanding who her sister is instead of holding on to the anger. I think she was just more angry because she just found her and comes back after 5 years and she's dead, so she didn't get her time in, and she loves her.
Yeah.
So and I felt for her, so I like the way they did it.
Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I love how the MCU shows are just dealing with grief in general, all the way from like the surreal, like in WandaVision, to something as grounded as like the loss of a sibling in this show.
Right.
So like, and that to me is, I think, what one place where like Marvel is really crushing it with, like even in the movies. I'll even say that they don't go into depth as grief in the movies as they do in the shows, but their characters are more rounded out and human. And not to shit on DC, but I'm just saying like specifically this run
It's true.
of Marvel content is really humanizing characters.
Yeah,
Even like the fantastical stuff, which is awesome.
I think we said that about Hawkeye when we
Mhm.
did the show last time.
Yeah.
You see more of this human aspect of him.
I think a lot of it is actually, when you get to this point, right? You just got rid of half of the universe and then brought them back, and all the blah 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 that's going on there. You cannot possibly continue to raise the stakes past half of all reality, right? So I think that's probably why they're like, okay, that's way out here. We're going to draw way in and actually
Mhm.
look at what the trauma that happened to each of those people was. I think that's the
Well-
only way you could go after that.
I think
Right.
mainly from a business standpoint and a storytelling standpoint, you can get a bigger audience if you have more relatable and human characters.
Totally.
Like, honestly, fanboys are gonna fanboy out over somebody who can lift a mountain with a pinky. But like if you start going into like the childhood trauma of that character,
Yeah.
then you might get someone who's not a fanboy. You'd be like, okay, this is a really interesting story with this, and that's where Marvel's been crushing it for like the last 15 years now. They're taking these really interesting human exploration stories that just happen to have superheroes.
Right.
You know, and that to me is where why I keep tuning in. Other than I mean, granted, I am a fanboy, but I'm a grown-up fanboy. So I say as I'm wearing all this stuff.
totally grown up. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Totally grown up.
very
Never
mature,
grow up.
grown up.
We're Toys R Us kids. So drink it from your mug. The coquito.
Just gonna hide
Come on.
everything back here.
Give us your thoughts, Tone.
on the whole grief aspect.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone's kind of hitting all the points, but I think it makes all of the characters just more relatable. And like we're able to have the discussions on these shows, like us and everyone else is able to have these discussions and kind of see where these folks are coming from. Like if we've gotten to the point where now, you know, because the biggest problem with MCU was like their villains, and they tend to kind of go back and they teeter that line where we get like a really good villain. Shang-Chi villain with the antagonist was fantastic, and then we get to the Eternals, and the antagonist plot was kind of hit or miss for me. And I think we're finally getting to a place where we kind of see where all of these characters are coming from, good or bad, depending on whatever you view them as. And I think the shows, because it's longer format programming, you're able to get weeks of content. We're able to have time and understand them. Like we were able to understand Echo's point of view. Like from episode 3 on, when we had that first episode 3, when you get the first 5 to 10 minutes of seeing her life through her eyes, and you get her, you feel for her, and you're like, okay, well, she's not going to be the main villain, and I get why she's going to get her own show. I'm excited to see how she gets to this moment of realizing that she was betrayed by her people, and looking forward to what Disney's going to do with her. Like, and there's a reason that this actress, she killed it. I'm excited to see what they do with her. So we got why Yelena was the way she was. Like we knew Val spoke to her, and we got that scene from the Black Widow movie. But then you get that intro where she gets snapped and then comes back, and like all of the time is gone. You're like, holy shit! Like she just got her sister back, and then her sister went off, and then she snapped. She comes back, her sister's dead, and it's been 5 years. So.
For me to go to the bathroom. Geez.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I think the MCU is doing is and that's how you make these stories work, and that's how you keep making us tune in over and over again. We want to see what these characters are doing. We want to see their perspectives, especially some of these characters that people aren't used to, not like the big name brands.
Right.
We get to understand them. We love them. They become new fan favorites, and we just want to see what they do. So, as long as the MCU kind of keeps to this formula, and good guys, bad guys, middle characters, we see from everybody, and we're like, yo, I get it. Like you went about it the wrong way, but I get it. So
debatable, Rick. Debatable. I think.
But he did have layers. He had depth.
Yeah, he had
a lot more. Layers. He had a lot more depth than a lot of the first.
He didn't come off as a villain. He came off as someone who was trying to reunite his family, and he was being played by some demon.
Right.
Well, man, he was a conqueror. Right. He was a villain.
He was a conqueror at the beginning.
He was a conqueror. Then he found
love.
Yeah. Then he found love, and he gave it. And there were some dudes would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna give it up for you, baby," and then he's still doing that shit on the side. Like my man literally put the rings in a box. He's like, I'm gonna do this. And then motherfuckers from his past be like, oh, come into his house. Be like, we need to find him. Be like, well, only I'm here. I guess I'm gonna kill his wife and nothing's gonna happen to us. Guess again.
Or did it? Yeah.
Right. Like, why would you
it's
think
on
that?
site.
Like, like, come on, man. Like, you get it. They killed his wife in his house, had his kids watch. Yeah, he's about to kill everybody.
Yeah. I don't understand why in the world those guys would do that.
Absolutely debatable, Rick. Absolutely. That's
because
what we're doing now.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. But Lo, I want you to lead with this one because this was a great thing. And again, Hawkeye did something really cool, which is there was a lot of foreshadowing in terms of questions that Hawkeye or situations he proposed to Kate, which we saw with the whole thing with the arrow, the shot that he didn't take. And this one about heroes making sacrifice. We see Kate at the end of this episode make her first sacrifice as a hero in arresting her mom. Please lead in with that one. Your thoughts on that?
So I think everyone for the most part, with a lot of these stories, needs that moment. Like, what changes you from this to this? Like, what's the sacrifice that you're willing to make in order for, the greater whatever? And for Kate, it was like, yo, my mom is actually a villain. Like, behind the scenes, she's a villain. And granted, like, her husband was in a lot of debts, a Kingpin, or whatever the case is, but like, it reached a point where it sounded like her mom could have walked away years ago, but she got really comfortable in this like kind of lavish lifestyle, whatever this led to, she felt a really comfortable spot there. Then she had the audacity to like kill this dude's uncle, to have the fiance take the fault, and she wasn't even breaking a sweat about it. She only broke a sweat when Kate like pressed her about it, and she was like, "But I'm your mother. You can't. I'm your mom." And it's like,
And on
no,
Christmas too.
on Christmas too. Oh my god,
that was the most passive
know what I mean?
aggressive shit ever. Oh, heroes gonna send their moms to jail, bitch. You crazy?
Yeah. That's actually exactly what they're gonna do.
I want to hear the banter for those two cops who are driving her to the priest. Like, man, he arrested her mom.
So,
on
Mickey, we
Christmas.
talked about it. We talked about it earlier that we felt like the mom had something more to do with it, like something, but we couldn't put our finger to it until we saw that episode where she's in the same frame as Kingpin.
Yeah.
Alex.
Well, I think.
Putting
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Pong. Go ahead.
I think she realized you were talking about like she could have walked away a lot earlier. You ain't walking away from the Kingpin.
No.
She knew that. That's why she rolled it like she did. That was
She had to build her case. That's what she's saying. Like, I have stuff that can bury us all. Da, 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 da. Like, she built it up over time. You have to put your, and Kingpin's not gonna let that rock either. Like, I don't know why she thought that would work. It's just not. That's probably the dumbest part, but it worked, I guess, for the plot. Because it doesn't make any sense. People don't walk away from Kingpin. I mean, maybe
the best way she could have done it is like made him an offer of like, listen, I'm gonna pay this or do this, like do this one thing and then break away.
All I gotta say,
and we're on the same page and like whatever.
I mean,
all I gotta say is this:
betrayal, and was like,
because Madame Mask has her own criminal organization, doesn't she? Like,
maybe this is how
she worked for Madame Mask.
Maybe this is how she gets it. You know, she's in prison, and you know how it goes in prison. You go to prison for like a small thing, you get connections, you come out, you can do bigger shit. But
all I gotta
feel
say.
Go ahead,
Alex. No, go ahead.
Am I talking or are you talking?
No, go talk.
Okay, go. No, I was just gonna say it's like we all of us as fans know you don't fuck around with Kingpin because you might find out, and I think this is the MCU's way of showing you do not fuck around because you will find out.
Yeah.
You don't come to Kingpin, with like, hey, I want to quit doing this thing, but I'm too profitable. I think this is where we see that. And I feel like that's going to continue an echo where it's like we're still gonna. If there's ever a cameo, it might be Kate Bishop in prison, Kate Bishop's mom in prison. Like that would be another echo thing. And this is where she's I don't know if she gets ganked in prison. That's a possibility in Echo, or something's gonna happen, or maybe this is where she becomes a villain because of that prison connection. So
Kate versus Kingpin though.
Possible.
That fight,
that was awesome.
I was really impressed. I could not picture anyone going against Kingpin other than one of the bigger guys like Daredevil, whatever. But she did it was a really well done process. They did a good job with that to make it believable.
Yeah,
I just want to say he's really good at surviving explosions.
I don't know if they're gonna give us that. We're still on the fence if we're gonna get
my Bishop.
We're still on the fence if we're gonna get a new Punisher show because of Disney.
We're still on the fence if we're gonna get Deadpool, and Bob Iger said we were gonna get Deadpool.
No, I think,
I don't think Ryan isn't feeling Disney's restrictions.
No, they're saying it's gonna be rated R.
I think it came out again.
They keep it, but he's frustrated with them. I don't know if this is going to be as good as what we've had.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, Disney had to take. If Disney's going to take an L, if the MCU is going to take an L in anything, it's going to be the rated R content that they bought from Fox.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because that's probably going to be some of their better content.
Yeah.
Or could be.
Could be. I mean,
could be if they do it right. Absolutely. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff that they would be better if they did it in a rated R content.
Well, that's the one like thing that I hold out hope for, because I can definitely tell you
Absolutely,
100% the one thing that Disney likes is money,
Yeah.
Yes,
and
they
Deadpool
like
made
money.
Deadpool
a
makes
lot of
money.
it.
so much
Yeah.
money.
Hmm
Yeah. The only
Yeah.
thing is, Disney has an R-rated section, but it's outside the country in their service called Star. They
Yeah.
don't air it in the US, and pretty much they're gonna push all that content to Hulu since they own Hulu.
Got that
So they could,
VPN.
MODOK.
they could definitely backdoor it, because Deadpool doesn't have to air on the Disney
I don't
Plus
know.
app. It can literally air on Hulu, which again
It's
they
on
could
Hulu.
use that for which they can use for all their R content.
I think it's on Hulu now. Yeah.
All their R content right now is on Hulu, and then if it's outside the country, it's on Star.
It makes the most sense, because if they're gonna try to bring back Punisher, Daredevil, and keep the same characters who we
Yeah.
know came from really gritty, like crazy shows,
Right.
throw it on Hulu, and then like
I mean,
you're not really you're saving face by like being like, you guys do that there. Yes, we're attached, but we're not as like directly involved.
You know, I wonder
I mean,
if
they
that's
could
why
always
they
use-
allowed Hitmonkey to go through.
They allowed it on
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah.
It's
Just,
all
you know,
Hulu.
what I'm saying is
On
like just
Hulu.
to see if an R-rated thing, if something with that
But-
much violence got the
But
blowback.
that's also animated, because I think MODOK was the same thing. I
Mhm.
think
Mo-
animated, you can kind of free range it. When it
Mm.
comes to live action, that's when they're like, and
Yeah.
especially with notable like characters. It's like, we know, Deadpool already from the other properties. So if we're bringing in Deadpool, people are already expecting this. So people are going to be
Right.
coming into it. They're not going to want to see an animated show. They want to see full on Deadpool, because we
Like-
already got full on Deadpool.
Like Deadass when they did. Obviously, the movies are ridiculous. Expendables, right? Expendables 1, Expendables 2 were rated R, and I was down to watch them because they're just stupid action movie flicks. Expendables 3
Yeah.
was rated PG-13. I was like, I'm not watching that.
Is it?
Yeah,
Why'd they do that?
That makes so much more sense now.
because money.
yeah. I didn't.
Wow.
I refused to. Even though they brought Arnold.
They wanna-
I was like, I'm not watching this because it's rated PG-13. Like, you don't bring all these classic '80s action stars and then give me a PG-13 movie.
80s,
Mhm.
90s.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, it's like the same thing with the last. What was the last Die Hard movie? Wasn't that run PG-13? The one before that? they couldn't even use-
the one with his son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
one, but
I didn't
know-
see that one. The last one I saw was when he
They-
threw the car at the helicopter.
So
Yeah.
how it's working with ratings, if you notice it, a lot of movies now, they don't think that rated R movies are going to make money. That's why there was such pushback with like Deadpool for a while. Or even doing Wolverine as a rated R movie. Fox didn't want to do it. So like rated R is just like
Should have made Venom rated R. Venom and
They
Carnage
should've.
should have been. It would have been so much better if they
But-
allowed it to be what it needed to
It's-
be.
Yeah.
But it's
still
funny
a
because the
stigma.
rating system has changed over the years. Because if you look at Gremlins back in the day when it was released, Gremlins was like PG-13. Now you release Gremlins, that's a hard R. That's why it's
Is
like,
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Gremlins
That's
was
not. Why is it an R? It's Gremlins.
So it like, if you look back at a lot of movies and shows back then, a lot of stuff that flew by as PG-13 would definitely get an R rating now. But
I think
but we
nudity
got-
was like one of those like automatic.
like,
Yeah.
it was an
But-
automatic R, but like it passed if you like showed it once or whatever the case. It was a real
Even-
brief kind of thing.
and I
But then it all really changed in the 90s when people were trying to get on like comic books and games and all this other stuff. They were like, this is, if it has too much this, then and this became a whole, bullshit.
not even in the 90s. I think it started in the early 2000s or
Yeah.
the 2000s. Because in the 90s it's still
It's been
reckless.
changing over
but even-
time. But yeah.
Right.
But even like with
It's like
Ghostbusters
gradual.
now, if you look at it, Ghostbusters is being reclassified. Its rating.
Catch you
Thanks
later,
for joining
guys.
us.
Have a good night.
Yeah, Ghostbusters, the first movie is being reclassified because what was it? The time there's a ghost that's giving Ray Stantz a blowjob in the movie. And it was like, it's just like you don't see anything, but it's the act of creating it. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna reclassify this
Right.
movie's rating.
They
Well,
didn't do
I
that in
think-
Afterlife. I was waiting. They redid
Yeah.
everything else. They had the
Mortal
freaking
Kombat.
Crunch Bar in there, and no Ghost.
That's one of the things. Yeah.
He did.
But
I don't know. I
There's
think
a lot of stuff that flew back then that wouldn't fly today. Even
Yeah.
certain
I think-
references, comments, certain things that people are very sensitive about today.
Rocco's
Well, I think what-
Martin Knife wouldn't fly today.
Oh my
He's a
god.
sex worker.
I forgot where I heard this, but what happened was that the classification for R was really strict. I think that tightened to open up the PG-13 thing because that was like the sweet spot for marketability.
Mhm.
Like PG-13 was like the golden thing so they made it so that more things could qualify as PG-13. But now things are stricter for R and PG and G because those are like more niche things.
Yeah.
I forgot the specific things, but they're like, I know that was over time they've been reclassified for that reason.
Give me R ratings. It's just good.
I don't know. I think you know what.
R for real.
We'll see how. I figured we'll see because I was, we know Blade's gonna be PG-13, and to me that's gonna be the barometer.
Also, Black
You know.
Knight. Black Knight is like
So.
a really brutal, like crazy comic from what I've like seen.
If we're getting Midnight Suns and all of this darker,
Yeah, for real.
versions,
They could
that
just take
this
Marvel
is-
Max and make that an imprint for movies, and then just do that.
Just drop it on Hulu. But
I would hope.
let's
I mean, let's see.
but
Or
let's-
FX.
let's-
I mean, they own FX, so
we got one more thing to cover on what was it, Hawkeye, before we get into The Witcher, because we know if this was Netflix, Kate Bishop mom would have met the door. But it was not Netflix, so
Well, she
did not
almost
get the
did,
door.
honestly.
She almost did.
Yeah.
We were
Kate
waiting for her.
saved
To,
her.
I was like, "Holy shit, he's at the door!" No. But yo, Kingpin. Oh fuck, man. Hawaiian shirt and all, and
Everything.
that fight scene, like
The
you
Hawaii.
said.
Listen,
Please,
listen,
please, let's
my-
dive into it.
My wife was like, when he walks in to see Kate's mom, and he walks into the doorway with the beads, she looked at it, was like, that's all I wanted, man. I just want this dude just to walk in through the door with the beads. I'm like, and then and the way he's dressed, I'm like, is all I want. The cane, I'm like, oh, Vincent D'Onofrio, man, you're fucking amazing. Like,
Treasure.
just like,
It was good. He's
it was
good.
so good. It was so good. And then he has the hat, and the fucking Hawaiian shirt, and he's just kicking ass. I'm like, it's all I want. This is all I want from Kingpin right now.
They gave me
Oh
the
my
cane,
God.
and I was here for it. I was like, "Oh, we got the cane."
I wanted to see him throw hands, and we got to see him throw hands, and I was happy.
Right.
oh, he did more than throw hands, man.
Yeah.
He threw bodies.
He threw people, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or did his empire get cut down significantly during the blip?
I'm
What happened
assuming
there?
so. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
assuming so. If he was even around during the blip,
He was.
Well, I think
it's
he was.
confirmed he was.
was he?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
Because,
that's why, like,
It was said that again it was Kingpin who dropped the information to Kazi
Yeah.
to give
That's
to
right.
Ronan to take
That's
out
right.
Echo's
Okay.
father.
Makes
So
sense.
he was
Yeah.
around during the blip.
Yeah.
Go, Alex.
no, I was going to add on what you were saying. He was around during the blip, and that's when he did the betrayal. But also, he used the blip and the Battle of New York to build up his empire. So, like, I think the way we can see it is he lost money and he lost his influence because of Daredevil, and now he's trying to build it back up. So I think we see him like he's kind of like on the rise again.
Mhm.
I
So-
can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
out of the penthouse, but that doesn't mean he's lost control.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Did he go to jail at the end of Daredevil?
I don't remember.
I think he
don't-
got out
I
of
don't
jail
remember.
Yeah.
because he was in, and then the Punisher came after him. Unless I'm mixing up series.
No. So the
No, I
end
think that
of
sounds right.
Daredevil season
Because in
3.
Defender.
Well, no,
wait,
it's
no, wait.
End of Daredevil season 3. We see Matt give him the absolute business in his penthouse,
Right.
and then he does, I believe, leave with cops, but I don't think he stayed there. And then the final scene is what we see for Bullseye when he got
Okay.
the surgery. But I don't think he stayed in that for long because it's Kingpin. He never stays like
Right.
he wouldn't stay there for long.
What I always wonder is I know we as fans, we know why Hawkeye should be afraid of him, but they never like really specified why Kingpin was after the Watch and why, unless I missed that part. Like, why?
I don't
what
think
was
he was-
his thing. Yeah.
Oh, it was probably.
Yeah.
Well, I know they were protecting to protect her
Right.
identity. They didn't want to link it to her. I think. It
Yeah,
was
that
more
part makes
so-
sense. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
I think-
why were they auctioning off and wanting the watch? Maybe because it was a Rolex.
No, I think
No.
because it's Shield.
It
That's
has
Shield
information.
property. I think it's a
Did they
Shield
know it was
watch.
Mockingbird's watch?
Probably not,
Agent-
but they
I don't
probably
think so.
but they probably knew it was Shield tech.
Okay.
But it's
But it felt
confirmed
like
that
it
it
felt
was
like
Laura's
Echo.
watch.
It felt like Echo wanted that for her revenge. It felt like
Yeah.
all that shit was for Echo to get her
Well,
revenge,
a lot
and
of
it
that
was
was
being
Echo's revenge,
and it's being
from the
bankrolled.
Ronin suit.
Yeah, and it's being bankrolled by Kingpin.
In
I
the
don't think-
auction, who was bidding for it?
So this is the thing. I don't think that. Well, in the auction, who
We
was
didn't
bidding
get-
for it?
They didn't get to that
It
point.
was a
That's
robbery.
right. They
It
were
was
just
a
saying they were
robbery.
looking for it. Right.
It was a robbery to steal the watch because the watch was an item on the list. They didn't go for the Ronin suit and all that. I don't think
Mhm.
it tied into anything to do with Echo's thing. I think it tied in with because it had information on Shield name and agents. And Agent 19 was one of those. It was Agent 19's watch,
Agent
who in the
13.
Agent 13.
It was
No,
19.
19.
19.
13 was
19.
Sharon Carter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 19 is known to be Bobby Morse, who appeared in Agents of Shield, but Agent 19, they're alluding that it was Laura, Clint's wife.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just lost my train of thought. So no, it was, I don't think it was for Echo to bankroll. I think Kingpin wanted it to get whatever secrets were there that were on that watch. So when Clint found out that the watch was stolen, it's like, yeah, we gotta get this watch back. So it pretty much getting his suit and getting the watch, and we gotta keep these secrets.
Yeah, because like I feel like there was like some unknown connection between Kingpin, the watch, and Val that I feel like was implied that was not that I'm missing. But like I feel like there's something there that maybe got cut.
We don't know if we still don't know if
Yeah.
Kingpin was linked to Val, because again, all we know is that Val gave Elena Clint's file.
Right.
And Elena,
Yeah.
being an assassin, could have found that someone was looking to hire to kill Clint Barton.
Yeah, that's the part that didn't make sense to me. It's like, why hire this person to kill someone who already wants to kill him? And like, I feel like there was something missing or a plot hole or something that was
Well,
cut.
she could have got
Yeah.
money for it, but I think from my understanding, I think this was filmed possibly even before or after the movie. It was probably filmed before the movie of Black Widow, because or it was probably filmed before the end credit of Black Widow.
Yeah,
I think,
forgot
Okay.
Wait, say that back. What was?
The whole show Hawkeye was filmed before the end credit scene.
I don't.
Yeah, because I
know-
think I read somewhere it
Falcon
did say
was-
that was one of the issues. Peace out, Rick. Thank you for joining in, bro.
Have a good
Goes
one.
for you.
Yeah.
Get some
I
sleep.
I think that is the case, because it seemed like that last bit with Val at the gravesite was super tacked on there, and I think that might be looking dapper as always. Well, thank you so much. So I think it is a victim of the coronavirus whole thing, where they had to do the whole rescheduling and all that mess, right? Where they had to push it back. And that's probably why they redid the end credit scene for Black Widow to kind of put that in. I see where Alex is going. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and again,
Tie it in,
it's not a criticism. It's just more of like it's something that stood out to me.
Right.
It's like yeah. To me, complaining like this filet mignon has too much butter. So,
I don't think there's such a thing, but I'll allow it.
Right.
yeah, that's the best I could
there
do.
isn't.
Yeah.
Too
Never
much gold leaf.
Yeah. Me and VMAC, same team. Absolutely.
Right.
So
No
Tony's
such
going
thing
to
as too
take
much
us
butter.
into our Witcher hunt.
Shit. Oh man. All right. So I know
That was like the not
It was-
smoothest
it's
transition.
not-
It was
it's not a smooth-
like,
it's not a
it's like,
smooth-
And we're done.
transition. So,
Listen, it's Hawkeye. We're done.
So season 1 of
Do you want to see my
Hawkeye-
segue?
So season 1 of Hawkeye is completed. We're excited and we're happy that we got it. The mantle has been passed. Kate Bishop is here to become one of the Young Avengers. Yelena will probably show up again sometime soon. Some of us believe that Renner is done and retired. Some of us believe that he is not. It all depends on that Disney money. We'll see.
Right.
And we will find out when we find out. Now, on to The Witcher. I know the answer for 2 of our guests. VMAC, can you please say you watched the fucking season?
I watched both of them
Thank
the
God.
last 2 days. Yes,
Thank
I absolutely
God.
did.
Okay, it won't
Look
just
at
be the 3.
you.
It won't just be the 3 of us.
I
just
rewatched
talking.
the first season and before I watched the second one because I saw the first season back when it first came out. And it's been a
Look at
while.
you.
Yeah, 2019.
So-
it was,
5 gold stars to
Oh,
be
thank
back.
And I also watched the cartoon Vesemir's story, and I'm gonna start reading the books because I'm obsessed now.
right?
I'm
at you.
obsessed. I've never played the game. I'm like completely obsessed in this
The
universe
game,
now.
The Witcher 3 is a very good game.
Look at that. We're just gonna remove the other 2. Oh, sorry. I removed
the wrong person.
Wrong person. Because for shame to you two for not doing your homework. You had a full week.
Well,
You knew
okay.
about
I
this.
give. Alex was always. I'm not gonna watch it.
You know,
I mean,
really?
I'm
Why?
I can't find it.
He used the game as a coaster last week.
Wait. Okay, I'm just confused. What do you have the issue with? The actual concept, or?
No, I think it has everything that I would want in a show and in a world. And I watched it, and it was like a struggle. I had to like, I'm like, I need to watch. Like when the first season came out, I was like, I should like this. I don't know why. I don't give a fuck.
Really?
It was like, yeah, it's weird.
I'm surprised
like,
by that.
Me too. Because again, it hits all the boxes. I love Henry Cavill. I think he's phenomenally underused as an actor. I just couldn't, like, I'm watching. I had to force myself to watch it. And it's this. There's some shows for some reason like I should love this. I don't. Like it was this. It was. I was telling Sebastian with Arcane. The first 3 episodes I had to force myself to watch until that 4th one, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. I love this show now.
Oh, I was in.
And
from the
I
beginning.
just didn't. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, there's certain things that's like I don't know. Maybe it's just on me. I'm just fatigued. There's just too much content, and Witcher just never like. I know for the game, it felt too much like having a day job. Like I don't like. I want to go fight a monster. I don't want to go and research pharmacology to fight this monster, and I don't want to spend 8 hours grinding to like play a game. That turned me off with the game.
I agree.
Yeah. But again, reading the book, like reading about the story, I'm like, oh yeah, this world is interesting. I like the idea. This character was, but like playing the game, the character was boring. In the show, I'm expecting more from Henry Cavill, and he comes across too wooden. And like Yennefer, I want to like her. I think she's great, but I just can't. Like I'm like. I just started watching Bad Batch because I'm like, well, I could watch Witcher or I could watch something that I might actually like. So I'm going to watch that. So enough about me, though.
I was just curious. I mean, for me, because I had no content prior to watching the first season, I just knew this looks like something I would like, kind of thing. I had no idea what to expect, didn't know what it was about, and I fell in love with it. I mean, it took me a while to realize it was on 2 different timelines or a few different timelines.
Yeah, season 1 really fucked that up.
It was confusing a bit, but it flowed still good enough that I was able to catch what I needed to catch. And then I was looking forward to the 2nd season, so I was like, oh, let me do a recap. The recap just wasn't enough for me, and just ended up rewatching everything.
I plan on watching it. I'm just not in a rush. So
I watched the cartoon, and I thought I wasn't going to get into it. And I was just like, all right, I'll watch it, doing the show. Okay. And I really liked it. I liked the thing. And my wife was watching the 2nd season of Witcher, and I walked in and they started talking about Vesemir. I was like, hey, that's the guy from the thing.
Yeah.
and so
it's like, I know him.
Hey.
Come full circle.
Yeah. So I think I might check it out. I just haven't.
It's timing. No, there's a lot that I struggle to keep up with. It's just too much content.
Yeah.
But this was one of the
very
ones
lore dense season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to throw a little shade at sorry.
No, I think The Witcher itself is in itself very lore dense because they're not giving you a lot. Season 1, because it went in different paths, like you're in the past, because all of the shit with Yennefer and her transformation happens years and years and years and years before like anything with Geralt and Ciri and the Child of Surprise and all that, right? So like there's just so much lore in The Witcher that they're just kind of giving it to you in bits and pieces. I feel like one of the bigger weaknesses of the show is that it just doesn't give a lot of exposition to tell you what the fuck is going on. I think that was a weakness in Game of Thrones season 2, because I read Clash of Kings. But if you didn't read Clash of Kings because season 1 is great because it kept you in King's Landing and with Daenerys, and it kept you in the
almost
north.
Identical to the
only 3 places, and then you go to season 2, and the whole fucking world opens up, and you get all these new characters and like all these new conflicts. So like because I read the books, it all came natural to me, and I was like talking to my wife about it. Where seasons 3 and 4 worked fantastic because it was 1 book split into 2. So I think the weakness for The Witcher for this is that you have all this info, all this lore, all this conflict with like the elves and all the worlds and Novigrad and Tamiri, and you're like, I don't have a connection to these places. So
what is this blood?
You know,
What was the trailer at the end? This
the
blood.
Elder Blood.
No, the trailer for the elves, but it was blood omen, blood.
Yeah, it's prequel show.
Isn't that Legacy of Kain?
What?
Oh man, don't say Legacy of Kain, because then I'm gonna get all up in my feelings. It's such a great.
I'll
video
talk
game
about
series.
that.
No, Legacy of Kain. Oh my fucking god. Anyway, that's another day.
I'm lost.
No, so the show we're getting, the prequel show, for that trailer, from what I'm understanding, it's going
Blood
to
Origin.
be a show about the conjunction of spheres, which is something they always talk about. That's
Right.
essentially the merging of the worlds.
Is that in the
Humans,
books?
elves, and
Do they explain
no.
that?
So the
No.
the conjunction of spheres is spoken about, but that prequel show is original content. So the
Okay.
author
Interesting.
hasn't written a book about it. Like, you get your info about it from the book,
Right.
like exposition, people telling you. That's it. But you know, it's essentially when the world the world as you know it in The Witcher, the
Collided.
origin, the genesis is the conjunction of spheres.
Right.
When monsters and elves and humans and
Everything came into one.
everything came together.
Mhm.
Because they're essentially their multiverse event, their Big Bang.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's
So
kind of what I get now.
that's what I think is going to be that prequel show. And I think it's cool. I mean, whatever, it's original content and you can do whatever the fuck you want. And I think the author isn't as he's whatever about it. He's not very George R.R. Martin about it, because
My man's like, he's collecting a paycheck. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, basically.
Keep making Witcher stuff.
Like,
funny
because
is-
people want my books now.
So
That's
what's
it.
funny. So a fun fact, and I know we're supposed to be talking about the show, but a fun fact is that he did not think the game was going to do well. So instead of taking profits, they just bought it for him, and the game did so well that he should have gambled and taken the profits from the game. He sued them and they were able to settle it and all this other stuff. But essentially he decided to get paid up front for the copyright because he felt like it wasn't going to be anything, and he just figured, let me get this paycheck. And then realized that was a bad gamble and sued them, and it was a whole to-do, and people were like, what the fuck? And I'm like, some people are like, well, it's his work. And people are like, well, he should have taken a better contract. Like, I don't understand. So,
I mean, he's getting his bag now. He's
getting his bag now, but
he's getting a 7-season show.
You should learn from Cameron
Netflix.
Diaz.
Netflix
let's hope the last two don't fuck up.
I mean, Netflix is really
I
putting.
mean,
all
they
their
have
eggs
a
in
full
this.
series of content. I hope they
Right.
don't fuck up like they did with Game of Thrones. If
Well,
they
the biggest
stick to
fuck
what
up
they...
already was Tone. Tell him. You
What?
said one
Don't-
of the
Oh, okay, go ahead.
one of the characters died.
Oh well, I mean, that was like, it was just a couple things. So Eskel doesn't die. They killed him in episode 3, I think.
Right.
He becomes the Leshen and all other stuff, and it didn't. I get that they were like, we needed to kill someone that we know and Cal Morn, but you don't really get a connection to Eskel to feel bad for his death or to feel why Geralt feels bad about it, or Vesemir, because I don't have a connection to him. He was a dick from the way he walked in. And
Right.
then you have that creepy scene with him and Ciri, and he's
Yeah.
looking at her while she's looking for rooms, and you're like, I'm thinking, like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like, I know he's not going to do anything to her, but why is he giving me this vibe right now? Like, that wasn't
Very
wasn't
sketchy.
what I know. It was very, sketchy. And then he ends up dying. Like, oh, it's because he was infected by the Leshen. And like, all right, cool. And then you give us a flashback scene of like the vision. I'm like, yeah, too late, too soon, man. Like, should have been Eskel was cool, and then he progressively got worse, so he
Right.
can get something.
I think that was done too quickly. I mean, I would have liked to see
Yeah.
him
or
transform
it just
slower.
be any other random ass Witcher. It didn't need to be a named character, because these named characters don't mean anything to us. We only know Vesemir because if you watch the Netflix animation. Otherwise, if you didn't watch the Netflix animation,
Yep.
Vesemir is a whatever.
Well, I feel like that's
Pong,
probably a way for them to
pong.
try to sell the show, the other show. It's like it's the Marvel recipe. It's like, oh, you
Yeah.
want to know who this guy is? Watch this other thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it works. It worked for me because I'm watching it.
No, I mean, yeah, no, we're all watching it, and like, I'm, the bigger criticisms in the Witcher Reddits and stuff is that this book, season 2 is based off, I think, Book of Elves or something of Elves or something, Blood of Elves. That's what it's called. It's called Blood of Elves, and like, there isn't a lot of action sequences in the book. It's a more of a lore text heavy book, and so the creators of the
it's
show felt like they
season 2 is on
needed.
third book.
Third book, yeah, because the first two books are short stories and they kind of jump back and forth. I mean, if you're reading Sword of Destiny, you know it kind of goes all over the
I
place.
just started it last night after I finished season 2, so I was like, I just need to know everything.
Yeah, like the first two books, it's just a bunch of short stories and they kind of jump everywhere, and then the series onward from there, it's more of a linear path. But yeah, so like they kind of brought some stuff. The main villain in this, that witch in the cabin, the Baba Yaga, she's not in the books. She's not
Baba Yaga.
She's not
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
She's not a character in the book. She's not a villain in the game. She's just she was a show created villain. You know, I think it did something to giving that conflict between Yennefer and Ciri, and I just wasn't here for it. So like there was a couple things I was not feeling it, but overall,
I saw a couple things. I thought I saw something where they were showing the timeline on YouTube. I was watching as far as the video game does have something tied to that particular demon, the hut demon.
To Baba Yaga.
I thought.
I mean,
they could be pulling stuff from the games and mixing with the
I know, but the games happen so far down the book series, and the author doesn't consider them actual canon. He likes it for what it's done, and it's like another version of the show, but it's not considered canon. And the game creators, CD Projekt Red, they decided to do everything forward in the future, and they get around all the shit that Geralt did in the past because he had amnesia. They did like an amnesia thing to him. I think Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings, he gets amnesia
in the game.
Yeah, and then
they said that.
And then Witcher 3 comes in, he's like, "Oh well, where were you?" And like, I had amnesia, so like I slept with this lady even though I didn't mean to. Like, it was a whole to do. Like they did what they had to do. It's still.
Don't you hate when that happens when you get amnesia?
Oh man,
ladies.
Sorry. I totally didn't mean to do that.
I forgot.
I reject and denounce myself. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Yennefer. I slept with Triss in book 2 in game 2, but now
so that's another thing. Isn't Triss like the one he had the relationship with in the video games and not Yennefer?
Well, he has.
Choose,
you can choose. So he has a relationship with Yennefer in game 1. He has a relationship with Yennefer throughout the book, and he has relationships with everybody because it's fucking Geralt of Rivia. And in game 3, you can choose to have a relationship with Triss or Yennefer. You can make that decision. And if you try to get both of them, you don't get any of them.
I see you tried that. Okay.
No, I did not. I'm a Yennefer stan. I'm a Yennefer stan.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of our people from earlier, Nitsa, was like had a whole thing in her stream where it was divided on like Yennefer stans versus Triss, and it was a very, very heated debate.
I really like Triss right now over Yennefer. She's just really spoiled and very, I don't know. I feel like she should be more humble coming from where she comes from, especially with the hunchback and everything. And she just isn't. She doesn't have that quality in her for some reason. It doesn't pull me the way I would like. Like I would expect her to have like an ugly duckling syndrome kind of thing, where she's ugly her entire life. And I get you've got power now and you feeling yourself, but you still don't have that insecurity. I don't know. It's just weird. It just doesn't relate for me as far as being.
I think she also had years, and they don't tell you fucking time. That's like my problem is that they don't tell you time and they don't give you location cards. Like those are the two things I kind of wish we had.
Like, yeah, because like, I mean, how old is Ciri? I mean, the chick shows up in Cyberpunk 2077, so she's like alive in the future, right? Sorry, I'm trying.
Ciri's in her teens, and then in the games.
Wait, is she in Cyberpunk?
There's, I think there's like a cameo from like a character who looks like a cyberpunk version of her.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I thought you were joking and being facetious.
No,
well, they're made from the same studio.
CD Projekt Red did that game.
Okay.
And for all of its faults, it was a fun game.
Yeah. Pan Am for the
I rescind some of my facepalm.
But for me, this season, it felt like they were trying to, like how Tone said, like the first season was all this stuff about time where they're trying to establish this lore about time and everything. And then Geralt and Ciri meet at the end. I feel like this season was more of trying to establish the relationship between Geralt and Ciri, kind of like the father-daughter relationship and all that.
Yeah.
And then we had a lot of introductions of a lot of new characters and factions and everything. It's like,
I want more Witchers.
I feel like, when a season one,
Keep looking.
Bro, they just killed so many of them. Like they need to start making more. It's just stupid.
The cannon fodder.
They became red shirts.
Don't kill the Witchers. They're like the best thing in the show.
There aren't a lot of them, and making them is fucking brutal. So
And Pong,
there's a lot of them who died during the process. So like,
yeah. I mean, you have different schools. There's different schools of Witchers. Like that's the school of the wolf, and you've got the bear and the viper.
Now.
Well, Elder Blood is only for Ciri, and like that's like the mulligan. That's the red herring of this whole fucking thing is the Elder Blood that is going through Ciri and all of that it's gonna bring everyone to her, like all the different factions, and she's the child of prophecy, and they keep saying the Wild Hunt, and they brought the Wild Hunt like 5 motherfucking times. The Wild Hunt's gonna be a big to do. It's essentially the White Walkers of the Witchers.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing of
I don't get
third game.
The Wild Hunt thing.
Yep.
They're elves. They're high level elves, and they're looking for her, and they looking for her for
in another dimension, right?
Yes.
Another sphere.
Yes, another dimension. The whole bunch of dimension shit. There's that too. I got to that point in the game. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I definitely got Ring Wraith vibes from them when I played the game. So
yeah,
Ring Wraiths. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. That's what that they came off for me, because this is like for me Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones mashup,
it's basically D&D, right? So
yeah,
but Polish.
Yeah,
like Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time also is very Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you guys watched it.
I need to watch it. I
could not get into it.
I enjoy it.
I tried like 2 or 3 times, and the first episode, I almost got the impression that like it was going to be a very generic, like savior kind of bullshit, and I was just like, I am so over these high fantasies with the savior bullshit.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm good. I'm all right.
Keep watching. It's actually interesting.
Pretty good. It is pretty good.
From what
I've heard, a slog, though. I heard it's a slog.
Right. Like I have to like sit down and get through those like first bits.
I mean, if you the thing is, I'm very much into the fantasy adventure crap, so
Absolutely.
I give it a shot,
Same.
and then it's just.
I'm playing D&D with these chuckle fucks.
It's definitely very much like Lord of the Rings vibey. However, so far so good for me. I'm maybe 1 episode behind right now, but I enjoy it a lot. It's pretty good.
No,
I think it's
Steady. I'm not into
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Sorry, yeah.
Steady's out here trying to get me in trouble.
My bad.
It's all good.
I kind of switched the subject real quick.
But I do think the father-daughter relationship between Geralt and Ciri, I loved how they showed it and how they were able to really portray it, because they hinted at what it was going to be in season 1, and him becoming the reluctant dad in this, and how he grew and like just teaching her and you seeing it all. I was like, oh, man, this is exactly kind of what I wanted between Geralt and Ciri. I wasn't.
Is that not in the video game?
Oh no! It is in the game. It's
okay.
It's like coded. That's the whole thing. That's all.
No, I was
Witcher
just
3.
asking because I'm just guessing they changed it, but because you're like, oh, that's what I want, and it didn't happen before.
No. What I mean is like what I wanted from like knowing that they were going to this part we were going to get, because season 1 ends with them meeting, and it's like, all right, well now the meat and potatoes of this series is going to be Ciri, Geralt, and Yennefer.
Okay.
Like if you don't get those 3 right, this show ain't gonna work.
Right.
And Geralt, and I enjoyed Geralt, even though to Alex's point, he's a bit he's muff and gruff, but that's kind of who Geralt is. So we got the character we wanted. Yennefer, I like what they did with Yennefer, and Ciri,
like,
what? And get out of here with that.
See, I told you.
Don't get me started. Team Tris. No, I like Yennefer. So, it's just I have things I have certain things about her that
to be frank, I'm team Yennefer because of the game. I like Yennefer in the game.
Okay.
So I mean I like this Yennefer too, but my liking of Yennefer comes from seeing her as a character in the game, where I think Triss is annoying in the game. Just annoying. Like you look at her as like Yennefer and Geralt are mom and dad to Ciri, and
It's
and-
just like the auntie.
Triss is like the sister. Triss is literally like Ciri's sister who Geralt may be fucking. Like that's kind of what it is, right? Like
way to make it creepier than I was originally intending.
Okay.
Yeah, because like it did get like I think there were in the first season I was like, I hope it's a father-daughter relationship, and I hope it's not going to get creepy. And it sounds like it's gonna get creepy.
No,
but in a different way.
I don't think they're gonna go into that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about more.
No,
more
he turns Triss down entirely.
He turns
in the
Triss down.
show.
He turns her down.
Yeah, he was like, "Nah, I'm not with it, bro." She was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Right.
you were what I wanted."
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
but no, it was one of the. I was really excited to see. I didn't like the side plot with the Baba Yaga. Like I didn't like it. I wasn't here for it. This whole losing her powers thing, and then having to turn Ciri in to get her powers back. Like I wasn't. It doesn't fall into that line of who Yennefer is to be to Ciri as Ciri learns to control her magic.
You got steady started. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Nope.
Yennefer is annoying in this show anyway. I wouldn't know about the video game though.
Oh,
Maybe if she went and gathered
I
more
have no
berries
skin
in the
in-
forest, should be more interesting.
I have no skin in the game as far as the books or the movie the books or the video game is concerned. The show, however, I'm Team Yennefer as well. Top 3 comic book movies or series? That's a really tough, broad question.
We got a question from MJ over on YouTube.
Top
What's
3
up,
comic
MJ?
book movie series.
All right. I mean,
Movies
we,
and series.
all
Oh,
right, we
top
could-
3.
For the year?
we could. I think in general, I guess we could feed. Into
I mean,
this.
in general, I mean,
Oh.
you got Spider-Man, you got Endgame, and I mean,
Infinity War over Endgame?
No, just for this year, just for 2021.
Just for this year?
oh, just for
Endgame's
this
not
year?
this year.
21. Okay, so number 1, Invincible.
And, yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
We're going.
Because that-
Would that come out this
Yeah.
year?
So
21?
let's keep
Invincible
it
came
this
out
year.
21.
Let's keep it
It
this
did.
year. Let's
It
keep
did.
it this year so
It
we
did.
get the list easier. Because I think if we go
Okay.
all time, it's gonna be so hard.
Well, No
to-
Way Home definitely bumped his way up there for me.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh yeah, this year only. He said this year only. They
Okay.
said this year
Okay.
only.
Okay.
definitely No Way Home. Oh gosh, comic book series. Invincible will be up there definitely. And I think Black Widow. I mean, we didn't get a whole lot of content
Yeah.
of comic book movies or series. Well, wait, no, sorry, take it back.
Series, yeah.
Wanda. Okay, WandaVision.
Yeah.
Is definitely up there for me. Yeah, WandaVision. Oh wait, Loki. Damn it. Oh, this is a lot harder. Somebody
I
hit me.
got all right. So I got Invincible. I got Invincible at 1, Spider-Man at 2, Shang-Chi at 3.
Shang-Chi's another good
Shang-
one.
like-
Oh,
Like Shang-Chi was
it was a good this year.
like
That was a good one.
it had no business being that good, but I'm glad it was that good.
Right.
You're a man of culture
I
with
agree.
questionable
Oh
say.
my god! You know what?
taste, it seems.
I'll see your Shang-Chi and I'll raise you the Expanse.
The Expanse.
I feel like
What
I'm
is
the
that?
only one talking about that. It's like what if Game of Thrones in space?
I've been meaning to
On
see.
what?
I know.
It's on
God.
Prime.
It's on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know-
I've been reading the books as I'm watching the show, so it's like
I know
Oh,
they're
okay.
coming out. They're
Yes.
coming out with a Telltale game for it within like
Oh,
next
Expanse.
Thank
I
God.
gotta
Okay.
add that to my list.
Telltale.
Telltale-
series.
Tell- Telltale's
They're
coming
still
back.
alive?
They
They're
coming back?
They're coming back.
They were dead, and then they
Yeah.
were
Oh, yeah, you're right.
they were blipped back into existence.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow.
And
Maybe they'll
so-
finish.
I'm so
Yeah.
happy because that means we get another Wolf Among Us game.
Yeah,
Oh my
God.
I was gonna buy the whole series, but then when they went out of business, I was like, I'm not gonna bother.
Wolf
It's
Among
like
Us
it's half
is so
finished.
good.
Yeah.
It
Anyway,
was.
okay.
Well,
All right,
alright.
so we got my 3. I think we got Alex's. Alex, did you have the same top 2?
Expanse. You said.
I said The Expanse, definitely Spider-Man and Invincible.
Okay.
So.
All right. Law, Pong, VMAC, and Seabass.
I feel kind of like mine are all Marvel, and it's gonna be like probably the least surprising list of anybody's. But I'm gonna go WandaVision at 3 because only because that got bumped out by Loki at 2, and only because that got bumped out by Spider-Man at number 1.
I like that list.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like that list.
WandaVision was so good. Like
It's
WandaVision
so
has
good.
like the best line in any series. Like what is grief but love persevering? I'm like, wow. Come on, man. Like that's the best. That is like the best line
Also,
ever.
also that line, if it's not delivered well, sounds awful.
Yeah.
Michelle, hello, how are you?
Because Vision, Bettany just delivers that line so fucking well. Because like you also like their chemistry on screen is also like chef's kiss, amazing.
So good.
So it's just it works. But like if you say that to someone, you don't got the like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Get away, creeper!
All right, so
sir, this is an Arby's. I just want to know what combo meal you want.
WandaVision was awesome.
All right, so we got VMAC Law and Seabass.
All right, V, you want to go?
No, go ahead. I'm still contemplating.
Do I have to do them in order, or do like just in general?
I mean,
well, they said top 3. You don't have to put them in 1, 2, 3. Just top 3.
In no particular order. I will say Shang-Chi. I will say Spider-Man, and then with the shows, it's so hard to pick one. I probably would go Loki, only because like as much as I love Wanda, and I love Falcon. Like I love all the shows. Loki was a show that made me go from like, all right, I like Loki, to like truly appreciating not only Tom Hiddleston but Loki as a character.
Absolutely,
I 100% like was just like, I love this. I love the character development in one episode, the first episode of just like all the state. He went through all the stages of grief in one episode, and it was like amazing. So I loved it.
All right, we got MJ's
Hello,
list.
Vic.
That's a dope list.
So we got MJ's list. We got No Way Home. We got Justice League. I'm assuming the Snyder Cut, and we got Loki.
Yeah, Snyder Cut was this year too. I mean, I don't want to. Everyone's gonna pick Loki because again, I want to pick
Boys,
Loki.
by the way.
I want to pick WandaVision.
Boys was 21. I thought it was 22.
No,
Season 2.
Season 2. Season 2 was this year.
Dude, this last year was long.
Yeah.
We got a lot of content though.
The Boys was 2020 because they came out in the summer.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, Boys season 3 hasn't come.
You know, I just realized
I'm
gonna Google it.
Yeah, I looked at it. You're right. You're right.
I should have said what if. I should have said what if.
What if is
What if
is a good honorable mention?
Yeah, because it's like right behind me. It's like
yeah. You're right. You're right.
How pumped is everybody for Captain Britain? Or what is her name? Peggy Carter? Captain Carter.
Captain Marvel.
Carter, yeah.
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter.
Oh, Captain.
right there.
WandaVision, What If Spider-Man? Nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
We got some solid list, man. Like this
It's
year
hard
was
to pick
really
just
good.
3.
It was really good to be a nerd. Like
Disney,
if you just
Disney
put any
blessed
show,
us.
They own our childhoods, dude.
Yeah.
DC has been sleeping this year. It's tough to pick any DC content because they were sleeping this year.
Although
on the big reset.
even with their like series and stuff, like I haven't been like I have what is it, Young Justice? Everyone's been like raving about the new season. I haven't watched, and I have it on the watch list for like forever. I saw a couple of things pop up on HBO Max. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But they've literally just sat in my watch list. Versus the Disney shows, I've been. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it on.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, you gotta watch it. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying like Titans was a slog for me.
I was just gonna ask if Titans came out this year.
Yeah,
and it's funny, like
new season came out.
Yeah, and it was like I was wanting to like it. Even
that was horrible. Wonder Woman.
I think Wonder Woman counts for last year because that was
last year.
That was Christmas last year.
Christmas,
but it was not great.
Oh no!
Well, I mean, it's Warner Brothers, so they're not really hitting batting 1,000 these days.
The villain was bad. The cheetah was bad. It was just so bad.
I would watch something with Chris Pratt before I watched Wonder Woman 84.
Wow!
Oh, man,
damn, Pong.
It was.
If you know, Pong has
a can of.
Ooh,
hold on. What's wrong with Chris Pratt?
I like.
Oh, you don't want to know.
Oh,
what's right with Chris Pratt?
What?
Okay, in every movie he plays the same
bottom 3
whiny
that's
man
easy.
baby. I can't deal. Okay, so this really, I was
That's like
starting
Gal
to not.
Gadot. That's exactly how I feel for her. like,
Well,
So-
I mean, if the tiara fits.
Two sides of the
Yeah.
same coin, kind of. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But-
Vic was
but-
asking, what are our
Oh, sorry,
bottom
go
picks?
ahead.
No, Vic was asking, what
I
are our
agree.
bottom picks this year?
Oh crap!
Well, I think we're
I
talking
mean-
about one of them right now.
I've got
Oh yeah. That's one of them. That's actually what tipped me over the edge to just like going from I don't really care for Chris Pratt to just full on hating him. Was him that time travel movie? Is that what you're talking about, Alex?
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't all, but I'm
Oh.
not interested in watching it all because I'm kind of Chris
Skip.
Pratt fatigued.
Skip it.
Snyder Cut, Suicide Squad, and I had the third one that was something we had to watch, and I was like, that's a dub for me. Shit.
Suicide Squad was great. You didn't like Suicide
But it's my
Suicide Squad was not great. What?
But it's
It
my
was
bottom
just
three.
okay.
right.
Oh, there's a lot of
Ugh.
worse movies that came out, man. Are we talking about like the movies we hated, or just like
and the Snyder
meh?
Cut. My bad.
You said the
Yeah.
Snyder Cut.
You
Are
didn't
you
like
saying?
Snyder Cut?
So you saying the Snyder Cut
Snyder
twice?
Cut was okay.
No, Snyder Cut. I would say this. If I can say Snyder Cut 3 times, I would. Snyder Cut, Suicide Squad, and I had the other one. I will pull it up when I figure out which one it was. Hold on.
Wait,
Yep.
this is the worst movie. Like we watched these
Bottom three
and we-
movies.
Bottom
So-
three
Bottom
comic
three
book
movies
movies
or series.
or series
Yeah.
comic book
this
movies.
year.
Okay.
I mean, for me
Comic
this
book
year,
related.
for me this year, The Flash this season was not the greatest. It was one of the
CW
worst
one?
low points.
I'm
yeah.
still surprised that you're watching CW shows.
I
Like,
mean,
Right?
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I've watched them, but
someone has to.
it's
But, yeah,
the lowest point of their
they're-
writing that they've
Yeah.
had so far.
Girls in their teens. That's who watches.
Yeah, I'll give you that one because
Yo.
I gave up a long time ago.
Listen,
Every
they did
time, like,
something
So
great with
guys,
Crisis.
would you put Mercury Rising or whatever that show? What's a
Oh, Mercury Rising
did
was
New Mutants come
horrible.
out?
Yeah, no, New
What
Mutants
is
came out
that?
this year.
No,
It did.
When
It
did New
did.
Mutants
was
come
la-
out?
Wait, the one with Macy Williams?
Yeah, that was this
Oh,
year.
I feel like
Came-
that one would be one of my
I
bottom
thought that
three.
came out in 2020, maybe it finally got released in 21
Hold
because
on,
it
let
took
me see.
forever.
It got released.
Oh no, we're down.
I'm
the
gonna
rabbit
look it up.
hole.
I'm gonna
We're
Google
down
it.
the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
folks.
I completely missed that one because like
It
I
wasn't
was
worth
last
the
year.
time.
It was last year.
honestly.
New Mutants
Oh, I
was
know.
last
Once
year.
I heard it wasn't worth
It
the
was
time,
it was
I
one of it was one of the devastations of 2020. New Mutants.
Okay.
That back there.
Okay.
No, Mercury Rising was horrible. It
What is
was.
Mercury Rising?
It's a Netflix superhero show that
Oh yes.
it
Oh,
just
that's right there. It's the problem.
yeah, it was again I think it was for the Millerverse, so the stuff that they purchased from the Millerverse.
Oh, Jupiter's
And-
Legacy. Is that
Yeah,
part of
Jupiter's
Legacy?
Jupiter's Legacy.
That's
Jupiter's
what it was.
Legacy.
That wasn't
That's what it was.
too bad. It was just
It was
great.
meh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
You know, it wasn't
was-
that bad.
It was listen when you have like what is it, The Boys, and then you have Invincible. This show was
Yeah.
just too late. It,
That
like,
was
and a lot
around
of
the same
characters,
time too. Yeah.
and this show just I didn't care for the characters. It was like I didn't care for them at all. Like they were like, oh, this character died on it. I'm like, okay. I mean, I
Well,
like
like,
the stuff that they did more in the past than they did in the present day stuff.
Well, the funny thing is, like, after watching the show, I went back and read the comics, and if I'm not mistaken, that entire season was like volume 3 of the series, and I don't know why they decided to not start with the actual first volume.
That's
So, like,
weird.
maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's them feeding steak to people when they should have fed them the applesauce, and they didn't do it. I'm sorry. But no, Jupiter's Legacy. What else came out this year that I didn't like? I said Flash,
Show us
Jupiter's
thing,
Legacy.
but Eternals, Loki. Wow.
Wow,
and
Loki
Mercury
got
Rising.
there.
I would not.
I didn't watch.
not-
I tried not to watch a lot of that
Loki
bad
gets
stuff.
put in the
I
bottom 3.
I would
Oh.
not put Loki in my
Controversial
bottom 3.
take.
Let there be
Man.
carnage is in my
Wow.
bottom.
Oh,
3.
thank you.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
it is.
you.
I didn't even watch
Oh
that,
my,
and I
thank
put that
you.
I
there.
avoided
Ah,
it.
thank you.
Thank
That's my
you.
I
bad.
haven't
So
seen it yet.
bad.
So I would say Carnage was fucking awful.
Yep.
I was so I mean, I didn't have high expectations. However,
Steady.
it wasn't
I don't
great.
think any of us know what's happening.
Right.
Right.
The shell's coming
Yeah,
in
that's-
hot.
Yeah, no,
That's
Loki
weird,
is
yeah.
not
Michelle
bottom
came
3.
in. Michelle came in later in the
Get a
show.
baseball bat
Said
swinging.
hi, and then just
Loki
came
is
in
definitely not
firing
bottom
hot
3.
from the hip.
It was
Coming
so
in hot
good.
with the hot takes right now. Just
Mhm.
There are some hot takes going on there.
Yep.
yeah, no, Carnage is awful. Like I was good
It
with
was
Woody
really bad.
Harrelson, but that movie was awful.
They
And then like I was watching it and I was like, yo, the symbiote CGI, there's something going on here. Like
It is not
I know
gonna age well.
I know it's not my TV. Like, you know, I'm pretty particular about a couple things. My TV, my internet, all those things, and it wasn't my fucking TV. I was like, yo, these symbiotes look
Actually,
awful.
it might be one of those movies that they've been studying this year that's been suffering from dead pixels from the CGI. So it's like your TV
didn't-
picks it up.
Yeah, it was. It just didn't look.
Where
good
would
on
you
the
rank
TV.
Black Widow?
Me or as in someone-
Anybody?
I liked Black Widow.
I thought it was
I
good.
liked it.
Yeah.
I think
I enjoyed it.
I think Taskmaster was done poorly.
Poorly. Justice
Mhm.
for Taskmaster, please.
and not the villain herself. Like I think her being the villain or the antagonist, cool because of what happened. I
Mm.
just think calling them Taskmaster was a bit weak.
Yeah. I
That
think
was that was my
that
problem.
shouldn't have been Taskmaster. She could have been somebody else, but not
Yeah.
Taskmaster. It was just not. It didn't do the character justice.
Yeah.
I know Law hasn't seen it yet. I'm not going to spoil it, but I will rank Matrix as one of my top bottom 3.
Yes.
But
Yes,
that's not
yeah.
comic
But
book
that's not
related.
comic book. That's not
It's not
comic book.
comic
genre.
book related.
It's
I
still
mean, it's
geek
genre.
related.
Yeah.
Well, the
Genre,
question
wasn't
was
there.
comic book related.
Well, wait, hold
Was
on.
it?
Let's see.
Yeah.
The question was top comic book for top 3 comic book, and then I think
Movie or
Vic,
series.
and then
Mhm.
Vic just said, "What's your bottom 3?" and didn't give any sort of descriptors, unless we're just
Oh.
taking it as is.
Okay,
Well, I mean-
assumptions.
Oh, okay.
Do we have
I know-
any non-comic book movies we hated? Because I feel like this group
Yeah.
watches mostly genre stuff.
I know my number 3
yeah.
and I know my number 1. I'm working on my number 2 and I'm just having trouble with
Yeah.
it. Like
How'd
if I
you feel
have
about Eternals?
I loved it.
I
loved
think
it,
Eternals
but a lot
was
of
my-
people didn't.
A
Wasn't
lot
a
of people
fan.
hated it.
I liked
Yeah.
Eternals.
It felt like people didn't like it. People who were bashing it to bash it. From what I was
Right.
seeing
I
online.
enjoyed it a lot, but a lot of people disliked it.
But I think
Actually,
the stuff
if
with
we
the
do-
deviance plot, I did not like.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
I
was-
think
It was
that
watered
it.
down.
If we
So-
do not just comic movies or just like whatever, like top 3 movies that I've watched this year, period, end of statement, was definitely No Way Home, Tick Tick Boom, and then I'll say Shang-Chi.
I've never
So
seen Tick
With,
Tick
a,
Boom,
with,
so I
with,
don't know.
with an honorable mention for In the Heights.
And what?
In the Heights.
Oh. Okay. I
Oh,
forgot
In the
about that,
Heights.
yeah.
Yes, I love that movie.
But Tick Tick Boom, and I would say Tick Tick Boom, In the Heights, both made me cry. Spider-Man and Shang-Chi almost made me cry.
No Way Home had me bawling in the theaters. I was
So
literally.
I stopped
my God.
myself from crying because I didn't want to miss anything. I
Oh
stopped
my
myself
god!
from
I
crying
had
because
to.
didn't
I
wanna
went
miss
to watch it twice. It was just. I was crying so much the first time, and I cried the second time. It was so bad. It was bad. I was so invested.
I had
Was
to
good.
fight back from crying because I was by myself, and that would have just been awkward. So,
Nah,
think-
you would have
think
been in
No
mixed
Way Home-
company. You would have been
No,
fine.
Yeah.
No Way Home hit a lot of us. I think No Way Home was a great way, and Hawkeye a
so
great way
good.
to end the year. I
Mhm.
did not end the year with Matrix. I will not say I ended the year with Matrix.
oh my
Look,
god.
if you
Was
take
it
out
that disappointing? I haven't
the
watched
first,
it yet.
the
Yeah,
first
it's-
hour, I can't with the first hour.
I'll
to
know.
me,
I'll know when I
the
watch it
last,
on Friday.
The last hour and a half was more palatable for me, but the meta shit was killing me.
It got thick. I was like, okay, we get it.
I
we
get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And we
get it.
move on.
You didn't want to do
Another
this
controversial
movie.
take,
I
Michelle.
get it.
yeah.
I get it. You didn't want to do this movie, and then
Yeah.
you get to the point where they get Neo
Wait, who
out
didn't
of
want to do with the movie?
no, like
We-
the meta-ness
could've-
of the Matrix, right?
We could have told that they didn't want to do the movie from the movie.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
obvious.
Like,
yeah. It's,
like,
no,
there's-
So
it's-
why
there's
did they do the
literally-
movie?
The money
Nobody
bag.
asked for the
No.
Matrix. Nobody asked for it.
Warner Brothers
Why?
did.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
didn't
I'ma give
ask
you-
for
I'ma-
this.
I'ma
Warner
close
Brothers
out-
did.
Warner Brothers
There was
did.
Warner
actually a
Brothers.
line in the movie. This line actually exists in the movie. We're doing it because Warner Brothers
Bro-
wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is literally a line
It's
from the
a
movie.
it's crazy. So like you get the
Yeah.
first hour where it's this
So they
meta-ness.
paid
It's this
Keanu
meta-ness,
big
and then
bucks
you
for it,
get
huh?
and then you get the second
Well, it's not
hour
Keanu.
and a half.
It's the
Wachowski.
Wachowski. The just the one because the
one.
other one's like, fuck it, I ain't doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then once
It's
they get
not
out of
both
the
of them this
Matrix
time.
and they give
Yeah.
you like all the shit that's been happening, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm back in. But
Yeah.
that first hour though, nah, bro.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a slog.
I don't
and
need
like,
it.
and even by the ending, I was like, okay, fine, it's over, thank God. And it's like there was some interesting action set piece, and I don't want to spoil it in case you actually want to see this.
I'm
but like,
watching it on Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's-
intend to watch it this weekend.
It's not bad. It's just not great.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I-
it's like
if,
my,
if you
yeah.
liked the second and third Matrix, if you're one of the few that like those, then you'll like this. But the meta,
maybe, yeah.
the meta thing is off the freaking rails. I agree with Tone.
There's a meta.
Enter the Matrix.
There is a meta montage. It's just it's too much.
There's literally scenes where a character is like, "Hey, remember this from the last movie?"
And
Let's
they
just
show
do
a
that
clip
scene
of the
again.
movie.
Well, they do.
And they show a clip.
They show clips of the old trilogy throughout this fucking movie.
Yeah.
They do it. And
there's even a character who criticizes sequels. He's like, "We're gonna make a fucking sequel."
it's
all right. You guys are spoiling way too much of this for me right now.
No, sorry, the meta thing was the biggest complaint, and
I'm concerned.
The first
right.
once you get through the first hour.
That's
no, but deadass. You get through the first hour, and then you get out of the Matrix, and then that's when the movie should have started then.
There are elements in this movie that work. I think it was better than part 3. And like how Tone says, it's that first hour of the movie that you guys just got to sit through. But I mean, I'll be honest, like I didn't care if they made it or didn't make this movie. It was to me, it was better than 3. But it would be my bottom this year. But like I think
the Matrix with the times when it came out was what made it like so special.
Yeah,
they stole that script,
right? Like.
Yeah,
I just, where now it's like, well, we got technology and it's the internet and it's 20. I'm like, all right, well, I guess. But listen, can Keanu just keep making John Wick movies? That's all I want from the man at this point.
Oh, God, yeah. And I feel like they were trying to not do John Wick. Yeah.
I love John Wick. It's
right.
Just,
that's
it just
all
works
I want.
for him.
You can just make 9 of those bitches and I'll be like, I'm here for it.
It's like Toretto, Vin Diesel.
Just make a bunch of John Wick movies, get all these other actors come in and be badass assassins with like niches, and then they partner up, they do their own thing, and that's it. He's excommunicated all the time. I mean, look, like that whole underworld that they created, the lore of
they're
John Wick.
They're getting a show now.
I know. I'm
excited.
excited.
Is so good.
I didn't you watch John Wick. I'm like, I want to know more about this fucking world so much.
Yeah.
Because they give you so little about the Continental. I'm like, I want to know this.
But what's interesting, they give you just enough.
It's so good.
They give you just enough to like not have like this is just here. Ta-da.
Like to be interested. It's enough to be interested to want to know more.
Ian McShane. I can watch anything with Ian McShane in it.
Yes.
No one can kill in here, even though it's a lounge full of like, bro,
please
like,
no.
come on.
Yeah.
Like, amazing.
I totally agree with you.
Same stories.
What was that? The series with Ian McShane in it. The Gods one.
American Gods.
American
Gods. Yeah, the first season. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I
so good.
Love them.
Absolutely.
Am I the only one who remembers Kings?
Wait, Pong, have you not gotten around to seeing season 2 yet?
Seeing Shang-Chi?
No, for American Gods.
Yeah.
I never did watch it because I think Orlando Bloom not being. Oh wait, no, that was when they had.
You're thinking Carnival? Are you thinking of Carnival Row?
No,
because that's Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom. Orlando Jones.
Orlando Jones.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, but once
I'll see myself
Orlando Jones
out. I'm sorry.
Dropped out. I was like, it's not fucking worth it.
I love you guys so much. Wow, we love you too, Michelle.
Did So did Orlando Jones drop out, or he got kicked?
He got let go.
He got let go.
But he's like, fuck you guys. You let me go for bullshit reasons. You blew up on them.
They excommunicado him from the show.
Yeah.
Why?
And I left because of that. I was like, okay, he's not in it. I'm fucking done.
Yeah. I kind of when I heard that, I kind of dropped the show.
Too radical. Yeah.
Is he?
It was a very dicey thing. I was like,
But where's the lie?
I mean, the scenes he was in though were really good.
We all know why. We all know why Law watched season 2.
Well,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, how did we even get here?
We got the question.
We got the questions. That's it. We got derailed. Go ahead, Paul.
What happened? Yeah, I think
I never did find my number 2 though. I guess
MJ came in with the question.
Your number 2 best or your number 2 worst?
Worst. So I know number 1 with a bullet is the Tomorrow War. Because
there's so many plot holes in that movie.
God awful.
No, just the one scene at the very end where Chris Pratt does the dumbest possible thing and puts all of humanity in jeopardy just to save his daughter that's already falling into a mass of flame and death.
So he basically Star-Lords it.
He Chris Pratt's it.
It's a
Wow.
pratfall.
Can't stand him. Every movie he's in, he does this.
Star-Lord was
Sorry,
actually right
sorry.
for punching Thanos in the face, but that's just me.
You go die on that hill by yourself.
No.
You go
Chris
die
Pratt-
on that hill by yourself, my friend.
Because he
I am
had
the
he had
king
a
of
very
hating Chris Pratt
human
Hill.
moment.
No,
That's the one time I'll
No.
defend him.
no. Fate of the entire universe is at stake. You can chill out for your pants.
Oh,
Relax, man.
He'll die on that
Wow.
hill. Okay, not me hating
No,
Chris Pratt.
that's
Okay.
me.
No, no.
I'm with
no.
you, Law. I'm with you, Law. I don't know what they're talking about.
That's right. That's right.
Keep
Yo,
that
me and Val, yo.
acting real human, even though he never grew up as a human. You know, like I don't get it, man.
What?
Yeah, no.
Yes, it did, kinda.
Yo, he gets like 9-10 years on
He didn't grow up
planet
as a
Earth.
human, he grew up as a
Are you
dumbass.
kidding me?
Listen,
Yo,
he ran
y'all-
away.
And he didn't
wow,
have no
y'all bunch
formal
of heartless-
education.
Y'all are a bunch
Like,
of
leave
heartless
the character
bastards, yo.
alone.
Heartless.
I'm not
I mean,
heartless.
all I'm gonna say is when take the glove off the space god,
That's
then
it.
punch him.
That's all I'm saying.
So,
Wait
steady,
till the
steady,
glove
steady,
comes
steady.
You're talking
off.
about Star-Lord on not growing up
Yeah,
human.
we're
talking
Star-Lord,
about
Chris
Star-Lord.
Pratt and Guardians of the
Star-Lord.
Galaxy.
We're talking about
Star-Lord.
Pong's favorite actor.
We're talking about Star Lord and how
Apparently he hates him so
and how
much.
he
I
couldn't
do.
keep his emotions in check and
Yes.
not give.
Listen,
Thanos
how else
punches.
was it supposed to work that he was going to win? I like understand the
5
whole
minutes.
picture.
Wait 5 minutes.
20,
He was
if Chris
goading
Pratt
him
would have
on.
waited 20
There was
seconds,
no
there wouldn't have had to be
way.
a
Goading
second
him
movie.
on? When was
No,
he goading
but
him
we
on? He
wouldn't
had
have gotten the blip. What
he
are you
had
guys
Man-
saying? It
he had
worked for the
Mantis on his head.
story.
He was just saying shit in his dreamlike state. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Why are
no.
you guys so
all right,
mad?
hold on. Thanos was out. He was in a trance. Okay. He's got
Okay.
Mantis on his shoulders.
She
Thanos
couldn't
is
hold it
out
too
for the
long.
count, right? And
She was
all they
losing
had to do
control.
was
She had him until
She was
until,
losing control.
until Thanos was getting two tapped for no reason. Like,
Well,
come
that's-
on,
that's
wait,
just it.
wait till
No,
it's
she
over.
lost control. First of all, he
No.
wouldn't have really felt it.
No, it's
no.
literally
Gosh.
Star-Lord's
Okay,
fault.
look,
Star-Lord
Literally,
punched
it's
him.
Listen. How
That's what I'm
else
saying.
will we get
That's
him
what I'm
to
saying.
win? How
That's what I'm
else-
saying. That's what I'm saying.
So I get it exactly.
Okay, no, don't.
Right.
No, I lost you. I lost you. That's it.
blinded by
You
the
had me in the first laugh. I ain't gonna lie.
Blinded by the
No, man. Mantis had
Wow.
him, and then he got two tapped, and then he lost it. It was
Guys,
like who
Guys,
shot first?
guys,
Han
the
shot first.
reality is he was intended to win. If it didn't happen that way, it would have happened any other way. Regardless, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but it's still a fun thing to talk about.
the universe died.
And it's still his fault.
Half of reality died.
Between Chris Pratt, between Star-Lord doing that and that bitch in Bird Box opening the door, right? Like those are the two most hated people on the internet around
I'm
those
so
times.
glad I didn't watch that.
Bird Box
yeah, I
wasn't
didn't
too
bother.
bad. It wasn't too bad.
It
It
wasn't
was
too bad.
interesting for what it was, what we were getting at the time. You know, it was. That's why it swept everybody with a craze.
Yeah, it was
Never
one of those
saw
things
Bird
you had to
Box.
watch it that first weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then never
Yeah.
watch it again because I barely
Exactly.
remember it now.
Exactly.
I had
Exactly.
no interest.
You
That
just
was
remember
when-
you,
that was-
you remember
that
the
was
meme. This is the
early-
meme you
that-
remember.
That was early pandemic when y'all were trying to still get me into like fucking Tiger King and Bird
Oh,
Box.
Tiger King was
Tiger-
actually an interesting show.
Tiger
Okay,
King saved the human race for
Right,
the.
it-
For,
it made Netflix money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
wrong.
Listen.
we were all trapped at home.
Season-
Couldn't
Y'all
go
could be
nowhere.
all the
we
way. Y'all
had
could
was
be all
Netflix.
the way by yourself on that one. All
Bro,
the way by yourself.
Listen,
Nah,
I
you're
like
just
how this show is just devolving to like how we survived the pandemic.
you're just trying to not be a cool kid and be
Fuck
like, I didn't
that.
watch Tiger King, and I see you because
I hate reality
listen,
TV.
I still
I
haven't
also hate
seen-
reality
I,
TV.
I see you because
Bro.
I had a Zune and I was like, I ain't buying no motherfucking Apple products. Okay, so I understand when
too.
you stand on the
I
hill
had a
by
Zune
yourself.
too.
Oh, see, we
I
see
was
each
a
other.
Zune kid.
What's wrong with you people?
You guys had a Zune?
Right? Who does that?
Right?
I
Thank
wasn't-
you.
I wasn't
Fucking
getting
Apple products.
I wasn't getting an iPod. I wanted my Microsoft Zune. I had the Halo
No,
3
Tiger
edition.
King was very,
Steady
very
too, that's
interesting.
right. That's right.
Tiger King was an interesting show. It's not about reality. It was interesting.
was
'cause
the
you see
nonsense.
The crazy, not exactly.
Yeah,
It was-
it was
it
not a
was
reality
nuts.
show. It was just
It was
nonsense.
just drama.
Yeah.
It
He
was
left
it was
again.
It was like you watch Tiger King, like there's no way this show can get more ridiculous.
There's
And
no
then
way
it
that
does.
these people really exist, and they do.
And let me tell you
Oh,
something.
they do.
Tiger
Oh boy,
King,
do they do.
and then I don't know if you
Oh,
remember
they
in
do.
that last episode or second last episode of Tiger King,
Tell him,
there's
Steady.
the guy driving the car
Tell
with
him,
the
Steady.
fucking skeleton in it, and you don't even blink an eye because the shit has been ridiculous.
How did we get
I
into
still
it?
haven't seen what's the show right now that everybody loves on Netflix. What's the Korean one?
Oh,
Squid
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 Game?
Game?
I still haven't watched
Oh,
that.
shame.
Yeah, same here. I haven't
Squid Game
bothered
is
watching
actually
it.
worth it.
That's
Squid
Squid
Game is
Game is
actually
worth the
worth it.
hype.
Eh,
That is honestly
I
worth the
guess.
hype. Wasn't a
I'd rather
big fan
spend
of
my
the
time
ending.
watching anime.
Speaking of, wait, nah, fuck that. Bring it back. What you doing?
How
Who
could you?
did that?
How could you do
Which
this
one
to
of you?
me?
Which one of you
That
fucked
is
did it?
Seabass. I know it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Listen,
surprised.
listen.
Listen. She hasn't knocked her fucking camera off for an hour and 44 minutes.
Listen, that was that one day. That was that one day, and I'm branded for life. Oh my gosh.
God. Yo, all
I
right.
have no idea what's
the
going
hell
on.
is going on?
I don't
right
know either.
We got to
Off the
at
rails.
some point.
We gotta wrap it up at
We
some
got- we
point.
gotta get you
No,
back
it went
to talk
sideways, and it's
anime
all Chris
season.
Pratt's fault
Because-
again.
It's Chris
All
Pratt.
Chris Pratt's fault.
So what we're gonna
Damn
do
it,
next
Chris
time is
Pratt.
that we're gonna dedicate a whole hour for Pong to talk about Chris Pratt.
V-Mac and me, me and
Bring it.
Tone are gonna talk anime.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't
Oh,
say
is that why
Seabass-
he
the-
just threw me
the-
out
no,
because I
the
said
old-
anime?
I didn't
No,
say.
because
Why are you assuming it was me?
Seabass would be.
There are
invited
three
to join,
people who
but
control
he's not
here.
allowed.
No.
Say
no.
why,
I mean, if
Tone.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm saying if we're talking about bad anime, be like, I gotta put record Ragnarok.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Yes.
I can't.
I'm so disappointed.
I
So
can't.
disappointed.
Because the manga's so good. I enjoy
The
the manga.
manga's so good. but
Manga's
they
a
gave
lot
me
of fun,
nothing
man.
In this damn show.
Manga's a lot of fun.
No, you were thrown out because of Squid Games.
Tears.
Oh
Oh shit. Anyway,
you can't
so
play
this,
red light, green light.
this got out of
I
hand.
still haven't watched it.
This
talked-
I have
episode
so
is gonna
many
be
other
so
things.
fun
It's
to edit.
hard.
Did you finish reading Invincible?
No, gosh, again, I have so many things.
Cutter.
I was gonna do it. I was gonna do
Wow.
that for you that time.
That was me. I don't. I'm not even gonna be afraid. That was me.
Oh,
my
God.
god! All right, we got.
I'm on timeout.
At this point,
This has been a wild episode, but this has been
She's
a
coming in
great.
here, be like, she's coming in here. I'm about to read The Witch. I'm like, girl, you haven't even read Invincible yet.
No, I'm not done with Witcher. I'm not done with Invincible. I'm not done with these Star
Not
Wars
done
books
with
that
what
I'm
you
reading.
just started.
I
with
just
your
started.
story.
Okay, whatever. This
If
besides
we
the
tell
point.
if we tell you
She's
that
back,
Invincible has a
Michelle.
sword
She's
later
back,
on, will you
I
watch?
promise.
Thank you. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. all the time.
But I will say, like, this is as wild as this year and these last 2 years have been. This year for nerds has been A1. We want to thank
Thank
you
God.
all. This has
Yeah.
been amazing. We
Happy
are
New
not
Year,
we're-
guys.
Happy New Year, happy
Happy New
holidays.
Year.
We're not going to be
Yeah.
back next week. We'll be back the following week afterwards, talking
2
Book of
episodes.
2 episodes.
Boba.
The first 2 episodes of Book of Boba.
Yep.
and don't forget, we're gonna be on Pong Show
Right.
on
And-
January 7th.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe if we may be talking Book of Boba then, unofficially.
Unofficially, we could give
Unofficially-
thoughts. We can give
unofficially
thoughts and
talking
Listen,
Book
I
of
feelings.
Boba
can't wait for
on the
that
7th,
show.
so,
I'm so excited about that.
You
one.
know, come hang out with us and we'll see how it goes because Pong's show is a lot longer than ours.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
Well,
Especially on Friday.
we've been doing 2-hour shows now.
I think it-
Oh, you
it's
know
good 'cause
what I
last
can
year.
do? You know what I can fucking do? Wait, I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
Can I make alcohol drinks on your show?
Yeah, you can drink on Twitch. You just can't get drunk. You can't get hammered.
Well, I'm not worried about that.
Then
But
yeah,
you
then
can
I think
make
you can-
drinks.
But I can
I
make
think you
drinks.
can. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying we're
like
filming for your
cocktail?
house phone?
Huh?
What's that?
We're filming for your house phone?
Oh yeah, you want to partake, don't you?
Of course he does. Of course.
Technically
I'll,
on
Book of Boba is gonna be so good.
I'll be on my
Happy
on
New
my
Year.
phone.
Happy New Year, Vic.
Yeah, happy New Year, happy New Year.
Can I get hammered? I've seen it all the time from partners. All right, yeah, we're good.
So no, this has been a great
Next year,
episode.
Twitch partners.
I want to thank everyone who's tuned into Nerds this year. I want to thank everyone who's been on the show. I want to thank you guys for being on our
All of our
fast
guests.
official podcast
Oh,
of
man, all
the
of
year.
our podcast crews out there that we've connected with.
No, it's been really fun. Like, you know, like George right here,
What's up, everybody? This is George Medina,
right there. George
I thought you were gonna play the whole thing.
I can play. Okay, you want to play?
What's up, everybody? This is George Medina, aka The Dreamer, aka Get Your Meds. I just wanted to take this time out to say that I'm very thankful for everything that 2021 has given me, which is my family, my friends, their health. I wanted to thank everybody who supported our Kickstarters this year. I want to thank all the subscribers to our channel over at Catch the Craze. Thank you so much. And I want to thank all of the indies that came on and shared their stories with us on the channel, as well as the guys that you're watching right now, Nerds of the Round. Thank you guys so much. I'm very thankful for all of it. Thank you guys so much, and happy, happy, happy New Year. Peace.
George made a guest appearance.
Yay!
Oh, so nice.
No, George is awesome, guys. Cash them. We want to thank, Cash the Craze too, because they've been very big supporters too, and all that, and supporting the things that they've been doing, and supporting what you guys have been doing. Alex with Wayward Raven is working on an anthology for Wayward Raven that's coming out next year. VMAC is slowly working up to more of guest hosting. We'll see more, but start following her Instagram account so she can start drawing more. We want to see more art from her because she kills it.
Official
And she went to the new
official
job.
member of the Nerds.
It's all around her. That's it. It's
I'm
VMAC.
ready. We already know.
That's it.
Hutch with the late night. Like, what's up? What's going on, brother?
Yeah, shout out to M Beyond too.
Hey,
this year killed it with M Beyond Con's virtual con this year. Still killing it.
Deuces Cascade coming out with 2 campaigns in addition to the one we already got next year. I am so hype.
My sweet boy Asuvius.
Yep. And our broken boy fucking Riaros. Jesus Christ.
And then Pong's been killing it too. I mean, again, we want to thank everybody for the new year. This has been a great ride. And we're ready to come back next year.
And it's only getting started.
Indeed.
So many good things.
Indeed.
So this has been your boy Sebastian.
It's been your boy Lo.
Anybody Tone from across the hall.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year!